Tell your dad I said hello.
Oh,
Wait,
yes, of
I
course.
already
Dad,
did.
I said-
Honestly,
I already
I
did.
wouldn't.
Oh.
I would so not be expecting Mike to be there. I would not recognize him.
Yeah, right.
His
right.
voice
I feel
is
that.
so distinct that it's like,
true.
No, I guess that's.
like, that's the only
If
way
you
that
heard his, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
if I'd seen him, I'd been like, that could be somebody else. But where's my
When
kid?
you hear him talking, you're like,
That's
ah.
I
that's
saw all the
fucking
Petros minus Matt.
He was
at the
with somebody
airport
from Straight.
at 4 in the
It
morning.
was like
Yeah,
some lady from
that's,
Straight was
Sam
there.
Howard,
You saw the
yeah,
Petrovs
yeah.
at 4 a.m. in an airport?
It was like 4 or 5 in the morning at the Houston airport, Bush, and then I was like, "So how Matt's doing?" And his dad just
They were just sad. Yeah.
just shook his head like,
What? That's terrible.
Does that mean he's
Win?
dead?
I think it means
I think you're a very cruel friend asking about their dead son.
no. He's just to him.
I think
He's
that's
just the
what
pariah
it
of the
is.
family. It's just, he's still Matt, I guess.
He's still mad after being invoked to cover the Matt City Council snafu.
Still funny.
I'm
Mike
glad
Gans
that his
on the
name is
City
Hort
Council.
of the
Oh,
Band
yeah.
of the Hunk.
Clark and
It's
I
a
guess
very
Sam. I don't think y'all were there for the realization, or not the realization, but the discussion Chris Connor and I had where we were talking about to the point that those cops probably tasted my pee, and that was part of why they were mad.
What? Wait, what? Why did they take?
Well, because it's the frothy yellow liquid.
So yeah,
they're
we were
looking to hit us
yeah,
with
we were
MIP.
like exactly. We were juniors walking around in a park late at night. They were like, "Oh, these guys are drinking beer, smoking weed,"
Oh
Or
my
doing
god!
drugs.
and they see a pool of liquid on top of a rock.
Oh,
I bet one
Was
of
they
them.
conceivably
I bet one of them
with
dipped
no
his finger
idea?
in there.
But
There's
it's
no way
dark.
they know it's
No,
his.
yeah.
I mean,
I
I
was-
could see it. Honestly, I could see it. Wow.
I was very
Yep.
confused to what we were talking about. For a second.
Are we
Yes.
talking about D&D
I'm not
still?
talking, bro. What are you talking
Stories
about?
are all over the place. But yeah, that's wild. I had never really thought about that
Wow.
possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Damn.
definitely
Oh,
why they
Dylan-
were so mad.
Dylan's
Yeah.
thought about that a lot back when like last year when the police were being vilified. Dylan's like, yeah, those cops.
He's like, I showed it to those pigs.
I showed
first."
those pigs. You can bleep that out. You can bleep the.
Oh, cut that.
We're gonna fix that in post.
We respect all heroes of our nation.
Anyways, would someone
Except
like?
for those fuckers in West U. Okay, all right.
Honestly,
Okay, I gotta
dude,
go, yeah.
I was driving
Get
through
out.
West U and there were four,
Good luck
like
to
a
everyone.
million cops around. I was super nervous. Anyways,
First
All right.
responders.
anyways,
Sam's gotta do it.
with
See you
that in
guys.
mind,
Good stuff.
Would
would any of
Peace
y'all
out.
like to help me with the recap?
Sam's
before
got
we
to
get
do it.
started? Sam's got to do it, is what I heard.
I was only there for the first half.
I would love to, but Margo is screaming her head off right now.
Sounds like Chris is doing it.
No, I left my
Oh,
notes
yes.
on my laptop.
You can remember. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
Just remember.
Remember.
All right, just get me started.
Okay, so
That's always the hardest part.
at the start of last session, y'all were essentially resting up at the Perfashi's Manor, speaking with them and making your plans for what you were going to do next. You had already met with the leader of the Amel family,
Vince here.
and you furthered your business with him, and also connected with another notable member of the Leadership Council.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell it's just going to be out of chronological order.
That's okay.
So we
I'm-
did
I'm
a lot
just
of.
asking you to do it while I fiddle with something on another map that you're
Yeah.
not at yet.
So I'm just gonna do it in the way that it comes into my head. So we each kind of split up and did individual tasks. The main part of it was talking to the the owner of the IP that is the Ugly Harpy,
Okay.
and the prep work for that was,
Okay, then.
getting all the components for Udona. The presentation to Udona,
Mhm.
which was a box. At one point, Vinny actually turned into an ugly harpy. Just started screaming at Morteza.
Mhm.
We built the bit. We got some outfits for Morteza's skeletons.
Does anybody know about that besides you?
no.
Or is that just okay?
Nope, just me. I guess while we're on the topic, went and talked to the Red Mage about locations of Sarah Silverbow, but he told me to talk to Horace, or he told me to talk to the Man of the Hawk. We made the presentation to Adona. We dropped the Profaci name, You know, we did not make that wisdom saving throw.
He was drunk. It was fine.
No, I mean, just
It'll be
getting the
fine.
notes in. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. What's he gonna do? You know? But
Yeah, that's the spirit.
nothing. We talked to Horace and Griffith, who we talked about what their plans were. They had kind of like 3 locations in mind of what they were going to do. Some gnolls were eating some townsfolk, and they were going to go possibly deal with that. They offered to drop off Silky's kin in the forest, but we said no, we're exploiting them for child labor. So no. And we also heard that they were possibly responding to a little goblin incursion of some goblins holing up in some dilapidated buildings that were being more active.
Yeah, all of that is correct.
Yeah. That's without my notes. So.
Nice job. Yeah, so there are 3 jobs that they're asked you to handle from the Band of the Hawk. You met with Brian Udona, and you have some manufacturing responsibilities to follow up on. Is there anything that he missed that jumps to mind for anyone?
Nope.
I heard Warden critical
Yes.
or crit the arena.
Yeah, the first roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
you made money doing it. Yeah.
So the way the arena works is you can make up to 150 gold over the course of a week, but it takes a week to do the full activity. So I let you do one of the rolls in the first few days.
Nice.
And it was a crit.
It was?
You're welcome.
They're paying you good money to kill their animals.
We need an excuse to get Warden out of the city, please.
Groovy.
Okay.
So how did it end?
So
I had it end.
We did get 300 platinum at one point too.
What?
And then yeah.
Did we not?
You did.
Don't
That
listen to him.
was-
He did not.
I thought we got
Right.
an advance or something for the manufacturing.
You got
Yes,
both.
That
for the
true?
manufacturing, for nothing else though.
You got
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
So Mr. ML.
No, we did not, Dylan. We talked about this.
What?
Mr. ML
The
charged
band
you all
has
with
different
Mr.
rules.
ML charged you all to go and travel with the Band of the Hawk, ensure that their 3 quests were successful, as he had entered into a preliminary agreement with Griffith, and he also wanted you to essentially, as his liaisons, to judge that band and make sure that they were on the up and up, and that you thought highly of them and thought they could do the job essentially over this time. They have 3 quests that they're going to go do, and he's just asking you to make sure they succeed and that they, in general, deserve their reputation. And with that, we will begin again. It is a new day in Kirkwall. Warden has been fucking off to the arena as often as he can. And all of you have some manufacturing responsibilities to follow up on, as well as a journey to prepare for to the Priscillian Forest. Ideally one that we'll be able to begin and get underway with today, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Who
I
would
guess
like
as
to
we're-
start off the breakfast and the fine morning as you all wake in the Profashi Tavern and reintroduce yourselves, and what do you want to go do with your day?
Well,
To
we got
clarify, are we? Sorry, I feel like I drunk too much at lunch. I kind of hazy. Do we?
Is this in character or out of character?
This is in character. Are we taking all of your family back, Silky, to the forest, or are we keeping some people here to stay with your family to work for us?
work with us.
Work for us.
Alongside this.
Alongside, I don't know. We're all.
I mean,
I'm
Plain as-
taking all of the woodland. Thank you. Woodland fir bogs back to the forest, and then I think Vinny and Maggie are going to come as well. So everyone's coming.
Okay, so we are doing that. Okay. And
Makes sense to me.
Wait, who is making the ugly harpies?
Well, that was my next question, my follow-up. I think we just need to get that sorted before we head out in X number of days. And I guess my main goal today would be to kind of solidify and nail down who's going to be in charge of that while we're gone.
I think Breeze would be a good option. Put him as creative director.
Well, we know what we need to make, so there's not much creativity left.
we've already come up with the ideas. We just
I
need
know,
the
but he
labor.
probably make it better, and he's here.
Are you saying, once again, my Harpy figurine is not good enough for you?
Yes. I would not buy such junk at a ugly harpy.
Well,
Oh,
we can
I'm
talk with Breeze and see if
offended.
they have any ideas about people to get in touch with. You know, lean on our contacts some more.
I was just
but-
thinking we could like split it up and like have everyone be responsible for their like I can do the shirts, you can do the figurines, Silky can do the
That's a great idea.
The
Silky, you
bands.
can,
That's a
Right.
much better idea.
Silky, you know what you need to do in the next month, and if you fail, then, well, that's your problem.
I think mine's the easiest to make.
That's why you're in charge of it.
I can just go to a tailor, I guess. And they can,
This was more
Right?
my expectation. Was everyone was going to outsource it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was-
That's what I was gonna do. Just go to a tailor and show them the shirt. Be like, make a bunch of copies of this in different sizes, like this. Yeah, we can do that.
And I imagine an artisan capable of making this kind of figurine is being in the same district, same neighborhood, so we can just make one big trip out of it if you want. Go
Sure.
and check off all these boxes and then pack up.
I guess.
Warden, you probably have no idea what we're talking about, do you?
No idea.
Margo, calm.
We've been thinking about other sources of income. Not that we think your pit fighting isn't capable to supply us, but it's always good to kind of diversify your portfolio. And I've been working on the Ugly Harpy figurine off and on for a little bit. So yesterday we approached the head of the franchise with a couple of merchandising ideas. They really liked what we had to offer, and so now we're in charge of making a shit ton of them in the next month or so. So while we're out, we'll
Like
get someone
hundreds.
else to do it for us. Yeah, hundreds, a lot. We'll get someone else to do it for us, and when we get back, we can maybe start making some real money off of it.
This is beyond my scope of caring.
That's why we kind of let you do your
Yeah.
own thing. Yeah, we didn't want to.
We don't want you
Was
to
it-
feel excluded, but we just assumed.
Was I
Well,
too?
I-
was I
I'm
too
sure
forward?
we'll. No. I'm sure we'll get into trouble, and shall be killing to be had, in one way or
Very-
another, knowing our group.
Yeah.
Very shortly, I'm sure. Well, let's finish up breakfast here and then try and catch these craftsfolk before they get too into their projects for the day. See what we can get lined up. How about that?
Sure, I will just need to make a quick personal errand trip before that, but then I am free.
We need to split. I mean, I assume they're going to request payment in advance. Do we have the money that he gave us?
You do?
You should.
Okay.
You're Mr.
Yeah, I'm a
Moneybags
little
right
concerned.
there.
That's a lot of money, Vinny. You do not know that we're
Yeah, Benny.
I need to check my
Who's
backpack.
the Knowles?
It's 2,000. Sam said.
Yes.
We got 300 platinum at one point.
Wow.
Don't short us an extra 100.
I have no memory of this. When did we get 300 platinum?
It was after you were gone.
Oh my god.
Glad I wrote it down.
Must have passed out or something. Jeez. Okay.
Just that amount of money made you just kind of go catatonic. It was very
think
hard to get
so.
you back home.
And that's in addition to the gold that Brian gave us for. Am I too forward in calling him Brian? All of y'all are calling him Mr. Udona or.
I think when we're in pleasant company here, it doesn't
Okay.
really matter much what you call him.
Yeah.
We can go over formalities with him later.
Okay, he seemed a little offended. I didn't mean to.
It's probably Sauros is the expert on courtly addresses.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to him to talk to Mr. Udona next time we see him.
Okay.
Hey, Margot, calm.
Well, shall we?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
off to what I am doing.
To
Calm.
the artisan district.
Yes. good
Should I take
girl.
Sauros with me again, Dylan,
That's
to the
fine.
sewers?
Yeah, you can do that.
Just cover your ass.
I can
Okay,
go
we
with
don't-
him.
So
That's-
who,
You wanna
who,
go,
who
Arden?
all is going where? You guys are going to look to the artisan district to look for some shops. It
Yes.
sounds like Rocket,
Tom.
Silky, and
Vinny.
Vinny.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Morteza, you are, I'm assuming, going to revisit your zombies.
The skeletons now, but yes, I'll take
Understood.
Warden with me.
I'll go up to Raka and say, I need the dark vision, like before. It was... I got lost in
Tom?
the sewers last time.
Sure, anything for you, buddy. And I will just kind of pat him on the thigh, the stomach, however high I can really reach and not make it weird.
Knee.
Easy enough
Yeah.
to do.
Give him a little boop.
Beep. It is done. He's been booped. Okay.
Wow.
So y'all are going to separate into your two groups. The group that is able to go to the artisan district. It's early in the morning. You make decent time through the city.
Margot, calm.
As you get there, I need y'all to. I'm assuming you're splitting up and making some investigation checks for your respective shops that you might be looking for.
I'll tag. I don't think we need.
Or we
to
could
split
stay
up.
together and just
That's
look
fine.
from one
Then
by
you
one.
will be doing
Yeah.
investigation at advantage, and it's going to take the whole day instead of half a day.
Are
Oh,
we? Do we have anything else planned? I don't think so. I don't know when the Band of the Hawk is leaving, but I don't think it's today.
No, they're leaving today.
oh, shoot.
Oh, they're
Everyone
leaving. Well, then
except
let's-
everyone except for, fucking Horace, who's going to stay with you and travel with y'all, and he's then essentially helping escort Silky's family. He's going to rendezvous with the group that's going to be at the Brazilian forest already. Their initial part of their
Okay.
job is ensuring peace and guarding these villages that are under duress, and then once
Aw.
they feel the time is right and they have their leaders there, they're going to make an attack or make moves to make sure the problem gets solved. So you don't have to rush to the point, but if you dilly dally for like a longish period, they might just solve it without you. But it's a good ways away. It'll take some time for travel for both parties.
I think we can catch him. Let's just make sure we have all this sorted out. Get the best people we can on this, and then head out tomorrow morning. If that's all right with you guys.
Sure.
Crack of dawn, then. Okay, we'll spend the whole day getting all this set up.
All right, that is okay. So investigation check at advantage for which one are you looking for first?
Let's get the sheaths done.
Yeah, since I'm still present.
Okay.
So, investigation. Someone's talkative.
A new sound.
12. It takes you a little while. You are eventually able to find. It's kind of like a mix of like a leatherworking, tailored, a little bit more battle, sort of items as opposed to standard tailor, like some of the ones y'all been to in the past. And that you are able to walk into their shop and show them the sort of sling sheath that you made and asking for essentially them to be able to recreate that.
Oh, thank you.
They're happy to do so. They don't have the manpower in the store, in just this store, to do all of that, all 100 in a month. But they know a shop nearby that is similar to theirs, and they think they can do about 50, and the other shop can do about 50 at like a normal rate, at a price of a gold per. And then they're going to ask you, do you want to do anything to make it look better than this version that you're handing them? Like better material, better, decorations? And do you want to do anything like pay them to make extra or pay them to prioritize this order over others, as this is a lot of orders you're giving them at once, and you're giving them a timeline for when it has to be done. So there's going to be extra costs already associated with that. They just want to know how much extra.
I mean, it's not a rush order, so like, do they think they can complete it in a month without prioritizing?
If nothing goes wrong, they should be able to do 50 in a month at a cost of a gold per. But they will warn you that there's always a possibility some things go wrong, and they're not going to prioritize this over their other regular business that comes in.
Well, should we just take it to another shop? Like, divide it 4 ways so it's, like, less work?
You can do that.
Or is it, like, kind of buy in bulk? Like, we're getting our best price here.
You're getting your best price here buying in bulk, I'll be honest. It's just a business thing, right? Like, sometimes a guy might call in sick or, something might go wrong. It's just little possibilities like that. Not to say that we won't try to get it done as best we can, but things happen, right? And if you want to pay a little bit extra, it's essentially a rush order fee. We'll make sure it gets done, and like we said, we can also spruce it up a bit if you want to make them look nicer, and it'll just be extra cost of materials, but not on time.
Well, how much extra are we talking for the time portion, the prioritization of it? Quality, as long as it's fine, it's probably going to be fine.
We're extra on time. If we're going to prioritize this over our other orders, it's probably going to be another 150 gold on top of that, just between our shop and the other one that we're recommending. But then it'll be very unlikely that unless anything really goes wrong, that any delay in order would happen. Basically, what I'm telling you is I'm going to roll on a table. And you can pay extra to make it very unlikely or non-existent unlikely that anything goes wrong with this order. But I'm going to ask you to choose a few numbers, and that would affect, if I roll into those numbers, how complete it gets, basically.
I'll turn to the group and I think on our first order we need to make sure it's because if this one thing's wrong and all of the other ones turn out good, it's still the entire order is still bad, right? So we need all of it to be good.
I agree.
Did we set a price for them? Like, is 100 gold to be way too much production costs?
We'll figure that out going forward. I think we just need to have all these sheaths done. I'm not too worried about the how fancy they are.
Oh, yeah, me either.
Silky, I love
as long as we're not spending over 2,000 gold on it, then I think we're somewhat in the clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think let's pay for extra, the rush priority, and then see what we get at the end of this, and then I'm sure it'll be delightful and exactly what we need.
You seem pretty satisfied with the design, right?
I think it's great. I mean, I am a creative genius.
I don't know how you would improve upon it exactly. I was just wondering what
spending more on decorations or better materials will potentially help it sell.
Perhaps the material.
Bryant does not make it. Bryant does not care, but it may help with sales.
I'm not as worried about sales the first time. Yeah. Just showing that we can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll be fine. Let's do the rush order.
All right, so that's going to be 250 gold in total for the sash order.
250
I need you to
gold.
choose 3 numbers for me, Silky.
Out of what?
3 numbers out of 20.
Pie.
One number that's bad, 2 numbers that are only kind of bad.
Oh no. Don't fuck this up.
So choose a bad number and then choose 2 only kind of bad numbers.
I would do 1, 2, 3, but
I'm gonna do 2 as the worst number.
Okay.
It's gonna be confusing.
And then 1 and 3 is the worst. Has the okay ones.
All right.
Like a little target.
Sounds good.
God, you chose the worst numbers.
Hopefully we never find out.
They're pretty. We had so many numbers to pick from.
Okay. You were able to finish up that encounter, and what bit of it? Essentially, the other shops that you find are similar. The prices are different, but the concept is the same. It's a varying amount of price. Actually, I'm sorry. Roll. Nah, since y'all are taking the whole day, you're not going to really need to roll investigation checks. You're in the right part of town to find them. You could try to roll persuasion to potentially get a better deal on price, but part of what you're doing here is deciding what kind of material you want to use, how much you want to pay for rush, or
I'll go
guaranteeing
next.
the order. Okay.
I'll go next. Well, we have arrived at the wood carver, I guess. I'm kind of detailing as much as I can about
Don't
the.
believe these are made out of wood.
It's a metal guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're looking for a
whoever-
tinker's shop.
Metallurgist.
The tinkerer, the
Tinker's
tinkerist.
shop. Yep, you're able to find one.
And yeah, kind of detailing all the nuances of it, intricacies. Yeah, I had to I had to really go in there and make sure this little jam was working. And it took a couple tries, but I think you can copy it pretty easily. What?
This looks really nice. It's like a small, very old gnome that's talking to you. I like how it maneuvers well. With what you're describing to me, I'm pretty sure we can make it at about 3 gold per early on. Might come down later once we get a little more used to it. Do you want to bring in any better materials to give it a sheen?
Well, I mean, I'll look over at Vinny and kind of say like, I don't know.
What did you make it out of, Rocket? Like tin?
Honestly,
Or-
I thought I made it out of wood, but it probably would be a very basic metal.
Bronze.
I was definitely
So,
under
like-
the impression that you were tinkering with bits of
You don't
metal.
tinker with wood,
Yeah,
brother.
Well, I mean,
You whittle wood.
You would have
metallic-
needed a
metallic innards.
separate set of tools and proficiency that you don't have.
It would have been like metallic components with like a wooden head or skeleton. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Fine,
Well, then it
spit
would
out
have
a
been
metal.
even uglier than I ever described it as, because you do not have woodcarver's proficiency, Rockgut.
It's in the name. The ugly harper. No, it's tinker's tools and it's metal. It's great. Yeah, I mean, just I made it just out of some iron I had lying around. But
The metal, it's kind of like a harsher material, right? Like we're
Yeah,
not going for beauty, we're going for rough, you know?
yeah, I mean those teeth are pointy. You don't get that with your ash or yew or whatever. You get it with metal.
Your what?
No, your wood. You know, you don't get
Who?
pointy. Oh my god.
Oh, what?
You don't understand. You obviously don't understand the intricacies of tinkering. I think
No.
for this first batch, let's we're trying to go for that ugly, gritty kind of salt of the earth type of merchandise. I think that's kind of the vibe I've gotten from this whole franchise and the clientele that might be purchasing stuff there. So, yeah, I think kind of sticking with a little rougher cut on it would be just perfect. If you think of any kind of ways to enhance the whole, you've been to the Ugly Harpy, I'm sure, that kind of vision of what it's like, then feel free.
Well, I'll tell you, I got a few ideas in mind, and for another gold per, I could probably guarantee these sell pretty good.
If you need to sketch me, I can turn into I can show you what we're going for if you need like a model.
I don't
don't
understand
mind.
how that's gonna help.
Well, I mean, there's kind of an issue of like Rockgut's little thing is a copy of a design, right? So you're looking at a copy of a copy, right? So, and then if they get copied from that, then eventually it could get kind of, away from what the original art is. Do you understand?
No.
No? Okay. I'll show him my shirt.
I've been to the Ugly Harpy. I don't really get what you're getting at.
I'll show him my Ugly Harpy shirt. It's like, can you make sure it looks like this?
Okay.
Because I mean, my friend is a tinkerer, but he's not like a master craft worker. This is a a design that we have. We came to a master to get it exactly how we want it. You know, like a prototype versus the final work. Are you following me at all?
You're saying to make it good, and I think we can afford to make it good and rushed.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
for the
Rush.
extra gold
oh,
per-
all right. Well, Rush is a different matter.
No, if it's a rush, how many do we need?
If you need us to
100.
rush it, and you want to keep this thing a proprietary thing, it's going to be another 500 gold. And we'll prioritize it over everything.
We don't know it's a rush yet. How many could you do at not a rush?
I mean,
We need
I
100
think
in a
we could
month.
do 100 in a month, but it'd be close. And I'm just saying, if you want it guaranteed, there's a big extra price attached to that. But I mean, it depends on what you're comfortable paying.
Maybe it's just his voice that's irritating me more than the last shot, I guess.
Look, I mean, they really seem to like the figurines the most. The sheaths were good, I guess, but I think the figurines are kind of.
I don't know if I remember that being the case, but
The shirts
I
are
mean-
good too. They like the shirts.
he asked for more shirts than figurines, so
Shirts are easier to sell.
I mean, yeah.
who said that? No. He wanted more of them because he likes them the most.
I'm
But
not
regardless, 500 gold for something.
Oh, no, 900 total.
Well, 500 gold for the rush fee.
Yeah.
What is the T-shirt place going to take the rest of our money for the? This is getting more expensive per shop. I don't like.
Gonna,
I don't like the way
you
this
don't
is
need
trending.
money. You don't need money on the road.
Given that money to spend on your stuff.
I don't like the way this is trending. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, don't you?
But if you want the 900, I'm okay letting it go. But do we want like a sheen for it? Like a
Well,
what color is a harpy? Like a real harpy.
yeah, kind of brown.
Do we want like an earthy tone to it?
Metal. I think you've swayed me, Vinny. I think we can hold off on any kind of fanciness. Let's just make it how it is, and oh yeah, I do want us to shell out a little bit for making sure it's a rush, but I don't know if I want to spend 500 for it. I'll leave it up to you, Vinny.
Okay, I'll go up to him and be like, wait, so it's 400 for the price, and then another 500 for the rush.
Well, the 400 was, to add some of my ideas onto them. It'll only be 300 if you just wanted to remake this, and then the 500 is the rush fee. And if you want to pay that at a different spectrum, we're open to that. But just to let you know, if something goes wrong, we would have to prioritize some other orders we've got.
Could we do a rush for 800, so it's 400 for your work, and then another 400 for expediency, so it's equal,
I'm totally fine with that. It's just, it's just a matter of if something goes wrong, like I said, we may be a little
Should
short
pay
of 100.
400 for an almost rush.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I understand.
that works. So let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
that.
I'm happy to do so. All right.
Okay.
Choose one very bad number.
Very bad.
Bad to very bad. Basically, not a
the-
medium thing like what Silky was
Sure.
getting with some of her options. You choose one number.
I'll
If
be-
you had paid 500, it would have been one number at a medium bad.
Negotiate him down. I didn't mean to actually affect the.
I'll pick the
roll,
number 10.
Roll persuasion. Then my mistake. Roll
Okay.
Persuasion.
Negotiate.
If he was saying no, then I'd be like, okay, fine.
No, it's not a no because he's happy to let you pay less. He's just not gonna then still rush it.
Oh,
Yeah.
horrible!
Okay. Roll. Pick your number. What'd you choose?
10. 10. Right
Okay.
down the middle.
It's funny because beforehand I had rolled that and I had already landed on 10, but it was just a little test roll.
Then it's never going to happen again.
Yeah, it's very unlikely I'd do that twice in a row.
What are the odds?
I think we got a good deal.
Yeah, I'm happy with how that went.
Okay, so subtract 800 gold.
Yep.
And last up, you would be able to find a tailor shop.
the place where I got my shirt was not a tailor. That was a seller of already made clothes, right?
That was from a barkeep at the Ugly Harpy that made that shirt in his
No,
own
so-
time.
Sorry, the fancy shirt that I wore to the
Yeah, that was a tailor. It was a very good
Okay.
tailor. A much better tailor and an expensive tailor is another thing to note.
Make like fancy, unique items.
So like part of what you're looking is trying to find a tailor that's gonna make simple-ish shirts, not as opposed
true.
to silk custom clothes.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking about
But yeah, you could go back to
repeating
him.
business, but
You could certainly
I know
go
it's-
back to him.
probably out of our price range for a T-shirt. But maybe as somebody he could recommend. I don't know. Or do we just want to look around for a cheap T-shirt place? Do they have those? Is there like a Tyler's T-shirts, but
yeah,
for
I'm sure. I mean, your normal outfit had to come from somewhere, right?
Is there a
There's
Goodwill?
Many a tailor that serves the common man.
well, Dodd just made this behind the bar. I haven't seen people wear T-shirts around here very much. It's not really a thing.
A lot of. It's just a shirt. It's like a tunic. Maybe is more apt. A tunic with branding on it.
Okay.
Couldn't be that hard to just make a stamp. Just stamp it on.
That's smart, actually. But find us a tailor. I'll
to
look
the
around.
tailor's district.
Okay, make an investigation check with advantage.
Okay.
Are you looking for that same tailor that you shopped at, or are you just
No,
looking
no.
for
I'm just
a
looking
tailor
for
of the people?
a tailor of the people.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
not going great
Good
so
lord.
far.
I can't see it, so I have to base on what you're reacting to because my screen's taken up. But
It's a
16.
okay,
Not
that's
bad.
better.
Yeah, you're able to find one after a little bit of looking. Rocket, with your perception, you do notice as you guys walk down the street, there's some guys that seem to kind of like look twice at you and whisper a little bit amongst themselves. And you're able to make it to the tailor.
I will
Think-
discreetly tell Vinny to hide the coin purse
You
as we're
think
going.
you saw them follow you.
Yeah.
And y'all are able to
Oh.
enter the tailor. They are happy to help. They can make 75 shirts in a month at about 2 silver per shirt, and they'll easily refer you to 3 or 4 other shops, and they'll take the order and guarantee the other shops should be able to do the same for similar pricing. So
We need,
150
we need
gold.
200 shirts, right?
150.
Or
Yeah, the shirts are very cheap, and they'll
Okay.
look at the material and they'll ask, okay, so you want it to just come out exactly like this? You want a little better material or like varying types of material for some of the different shirts? And then the next thing is again, same way it goes is, do you want us to prioritize this because that will bring the cost up quite a bit? Because we have normal customers that just come in here every day for the shirt they need to wear tomorrow.
yeah, I'm used to this by now. Yes, we need you to prioritize it. We need it done
Okay.
by the month. And if you need, I'd say it again, trying to get them to buy it. I can show you what the harpy looks like. If you need me to, I can make him appear right in front of you. If you need a model or something, I'm like smiling at them, trying to make them bite. But
The young woman who was trying to help you, or probably older woman who was trying to help you, that sounds a little bit ominous. I'd rather not see a harpy, thank you.
Okay.
I can see this shirt that you've got here.
and you
I'm
can make
happy
it a
to
copy.
use it as source. Yes. For
Okay.
2 silver, probably a shirt. It should be easy enough. But like I said, if you want to spruce it up, I'm happy to do so. If not,
What are your
that's
ideas?
Fine. Some more decorations, a little better material. Perhaps something for the back of the shirt, so it's not just on the front.
Can you
Some wings, perhaps.
sneak I look around and I'll lean in can you put a little V in the design somewhere just for fun? I don't know. You could probably sneak it in somewhere. Just like it's
Okay,
a very
where?
easy. I don't. That's up to you. Just a little V.
All right,
Little V,
certainly,
right?
certainly, we'll do
Yeah.
that. You know, no other changes, just that one.
Well, and whatever you think you need to spruce it up as well.
Okay.
The original design did not come from an artist. It came from a bartender. So there is something that an artist could do to improve, I'm sure. But yes,
All right. Well,
whatever you think.
that'll just bring it up to probably about 3 silver a shirt. And then if you want to pay for a rush order for priority, I don't suppose. What are you willing to pay for a rush order exactly?
Going rate that we've been speaking to other shopkeepers has been 1-to-1, right? Like a double cost. So we could do that.
I'll tell you if you want to pay another 5 silver per shirt, half a gold. So another 100 gold in total. All these stores,
that's not what I said.
I'll guarantee they could be done. We'd split it between a 4 store so that everyone's only doing 50 a month.
So like a 3-to-5 ratio. Okay. Fine. Okay. Sure.
Okay. So you are paying 60 gold for all the shirts to be made,
Mm.
and another 100 gold for the rush order.
160.
60.
And before I get my money bag out, I'm gonna look around and I'll ask Raka.
Pick a number.
Like, did those guys follow us in here?
Pick a number for a minorly bad event. One number.
20.
Okay.
I will, when Vinny says that, just look at him and say, stay here, I'll be right back.
You don't need to be. Just are they in the store with us?
Oh, are they in the
You
store?
go.
Sure, I'll look around in the store. I was going to
Not
check
in the store.
outside.
They're not in the store.
I want to go
Okay,
look
we'll
outside,
go check
make sure they're
outside.
not in an alley. So I want to wild shape into a rat real quick.
Okay.
And hopefully Vinny will open the door for me if he needs to. And I'm just going to go wander the street real quick and then come back. Been looking out for these creepy dudes.
You do see them. They seem to be wandering, waiting, kind of skulking in an alley across the street, keeping an eye on the tailor shop. Do you want to get closer to them before you go back, or are you going to go right back?
I will just go back. I'll just
Okay.
go back to him. Drop my wild shape.
You would have noticed that when there were 3 that initially checked you out, there's only 2 now.
Ooh, if I only see 2, then I'm going to keep walking around trying to find the one. Maybe looking on rooftops and stuff.
Nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Near you.
Nothing, then I will eventually make
I mean,
my
you're
way
looking
back.
as a rat, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
I have my own perception.
You can. I'm sorry. You're right. Roll perception. I should be asking you to roll. My mistake. I was going off your passive perception. You're just like walking around, seeing everything that's reasonably available.
Yeah. I will actively start looking.
So
for the
as you
third guy.
actively look for the guy, you don't see him. You don't see him, and you climb up the street. How close do you get to those 2 in your search?
I guess across the street from them. Like as soon as
So
I
you never
noticed...
get near them, essentially.
Right. Yeah. I don't want them to step on me.
Then yeah, you're not really picking anything up aside from that these 2 guys are staring across the street, checking out that store.
All right. I will get back to the shop and.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay. I have to do as a rat real quick. Hold on.
Should be easy.
Not a giant rat. Hold on.
Just your common everyday rat.
Just a common rat.
Okay, it's a +0 to Dex. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Roll
do
1d20.
stealth. Fuck yeah! They see the hell out of me.
Okay, so as you kind of are trying to
shiny-
scurry back in the open door. It's like held open for the day. You hear ah! From a woman like right next to you who jumps up. She's like got her skirt kind of up and she's like, "There's a rat! There's a rat right there! Fucking kill it, please!" And you see someone approaching you with a broom.
Uh-oh.
Am I inside or outside?
You've just stepped into the store, and the woman with the broom's coming at you to take a swing.
I will drop my wild shape. Just poof right in front of her.
Okay.
Not quite as dramatic if I was like a human, but still 3 foot of something taking up space.
Does
What the
that
fuck?
does that hit Rocket?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
No, it
as
doesn't.
as you transform back, you step out of the way as a big broomstick comes slamming down at where you once were as a rat. She's like, "What?
Ah.
What? You the fucking gnome that was in here a second ago?
Gosh, you do this to all the animals that just wander into your.
Rats?
You don't like.
Yeah?
You don't shoot. Gosh,
You always transform into a
people.
fucking rat. Hey, they
You
bring
people
disease.
just violence is not always the answer.
I won't fucking hear it. I'll get a bad reputation if I have rats running around in my tailor. You could ruin my business, and you think you have the right to fucking lecture me? Get on
Yeah.
out of here, you fucking rat gnome thing. I'll have your shirts ready for you, but you're sending him to pick it up. A nice young boy. You're not coming back in here. You know. And she like scrolls back around behind the counter.
Sorry about him. What? The,
Ugh. These people
What-
don't respect natural life enough. I tell you. There's 2 guys right across the street. They're looking right at us. We're kind of fucked.
the same guys?
2 of them. I don't know where the third one went. Hopefully he's not like reporting back to his head and
I don't want to get
back
mugged.
up. Yeah,
Um,
neither do I. That
okay.
wouldn't be great.
I'm gonna ask the lady, like, "Ma'am, do you have like a back entrance? We can go out. We
Of course I can help you, sweet young thing, if you need to go out the back door. He's not allowed in my shop, though.
there's
I will gladly leave.
we are leaving, right? So,
As
but
soon
there's
as
some
I can.
unsavory characters out front. We're hoping to.
You're like yelling from the street,
Avoid.
Rocket. She's like shooed you out of the store.
I got shoot out the front.
Yeah, you got shoot out the front a second ago. That was
No.
That was what all that was. No, you're still across the street from the ruffians, but like you're talking from the other side of the door as a woman stands nearby with the broom at the ready if she sees you step over that threshold.
And I will just kind of turn and just kind of saunter down the street. Oh, and hope Vinny will find me. Just up the street a little bit.
all
Then.
right.
Don't leave.
All right,
Somebody-
Silky's with you still. You may
Silky's with
forget.
Vinny.
Yeah, Silky's in the store with you, Vinny.
Okay. Well, I guess I was gonna have a sneak out the back, but
You can still do that.
Rocket's there. Well, how are we gonna find Rocket?
They just don't want.
You can find him. He's pretty easy to see.
What
Not
are you
many
talking
gnomes running
about?
around. I mean, he's not the
I think we should
stealthiest guy in
disguise
the world.
ourselves and go out the back way.
Okay,
Okay, can you disguise yourself as something? I don't know.
I can
That-
go invisible for 6 seconds.
She's
Nah, it
disguised.
doesn't-
I'm pretty sure
no,
werewolves
what?
have disguised
No.
self.
Okay,
Do they
for
not?
no, she does.
Uh,
Yeah. So
It is? Okay, I didn't remember.
I will be Party Boy Vinny, and you can disguise yourself as.
Silky will be
Party
an
Boy Vinny
orc.
still kind of looks like Vinny.
Hmm.
So you're gonna roll a stealth check. Silky.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's you said Party Boy Vinny.
Fine, Party Boy Vinny it is then.
Silky
But
You're
you can
okay.
be my mom. You can be an old lady. You can be a nice old lady. They wouldn't.
is already an orc. She has
Alright.
gone full green, tusks coming out the bottom,
Okay.
like
okay.
super gross.
A fat orc, no poker belly.
Oh,
So y'all
no.
are able to make your way into the back alley.
We'll be back. Sorry about this hassle.
That's fine. What a sweet young boy. Shame he's hanging out with the wrong crowd. She's like, Rocket, what are
Okay.
you doing on the street? And Vinny, where are you going?
As we exit the back, is it like an alley we're in?
An alley between
Okay.
a few main streets.
I will send Rockgut a message and say, "We're in the alley behind the shop. Come around back. We're disguised. We'll wait
I
here."
I have started not walking too far down, but probably past the alley. So I would have to kind of heel turn and go right back towards the shop. And I guess as I go, I'll keep my eyes out for seeing if those goons were behind me, following me. And if I don't spot them, then I'll turn into the alley.
Make a perception check.
I
Ugh.
have some work I need to do now for a VP. It's not a rush. Call me in when there's a fight, but I'll be back at some point.
There's about to be a fight.
You're currently disguised as an orc behind the tailor because we got some thugs on us.
Okay, just call me in if there's a fight.
Yeah. Just to get you in the right mind space.
Okay.
Somehow you look better than you usually do.
Damn.
Got him.
And I've told Silky to keep an eye out. We're watching the alley. We are ready to strike if something happens.
28-6. Jesus, yeah, great roll.
That's what I do.
Wannabe gangsters or members of the town, they're moving pretty stealthily. They're blending with the crowd very well, but because you did so well, they don't escape your eyes, and you can see them attempting to tail you as you get to the alley. If you want to try to lose them and make a stealth check to get into the alley without being noticed, you can make a stealth check to try to get into the alley without being noticed.
Could I signal to Vinny and Silky stealthily down the alley without going down it myself?
You could do that.
You could reply to the message if you wanted.
Oh, yeah. I guess I would have replied before seeing them. I guess that's how the sequence went. Would have replied saying,
you
"Yeah,
started
I'll be right
walking
back."
down the street before Vinny left this and messaged you. So I'd say that you noticed them when Vinny's messaging you to come into the alley, and that you're walking and you can see they're following you. So you're aware of that situation, and could reply with what's going on there.
I'll reply with, "Yeah, they saw me. I'm just gonna go say hi. I guess. There's better to fight in the open than in the alley. I guess. So, do with that as you wish." And I will just kind of lean up against the neighboring shop or whatever, just looking at them. Maybe wave as they get a little closer. Signal them.
They seem very caught off guard that you even spotted them. And you see one of them lean to the other and go like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's first time, I guess.
They approach you. They look, compared to some of the people you fought, not particularly threatening. But
Morning.
you notice a club on the belts of both of them, and one of them has a crossbow.
Some nice gear you got. You planning on using that?
Hey, thank you. No. It's just we got a friend of ours that's looking for you. Described a gnome just like you, and we saw a picture of you, and we figured we'd let him know where you were headed. But if you want to come with us, we can help you meet him.
I don't take this the wrong way, but you guys don't seem like the friendliest folk, and I don't know if I want to just follow you willy-nilly, so you're going to have to give me a little bit more information if you want me to come willingly. This might be your first time, I understand, but this is just how things go. I'm a very important person.
Right. Yeah, and now I can tell. We work for the Profoshi family. And they want to see you. Okay, make an insight check.
This guy's full of shit.
That's what happens when we drop names.
Fuck.
Oh no.
You have a bad angle. You're trying to look at their face and get a read on them. And the sun's getting kind of in your eyes, so you can't really see him that well looking from below, and you can't tell anything from the sound of his voice. I'll say that much. But you obviously have your own reservations.
Sure. Provacis, huh? You mean Mr. Provaci or one of those others that work for him?
I've never talked to Mr. Profoshi. Oh, and I wouldn't make that claim. No, he's one of his one of his mates.
What is it? Was it Breeze? Is it Ricky? Is it all the other Pravachis we met?
Make a perception check.
Like, they know they have the feathers that can send us. God damn. Can't do anything. I'm
Sun's still getting in your eyes. You can't really see their reactions to the names that
You're too
you're
short.
saying, but
Need a hat.
actually no. Hang on, it'll be a counter roll. Yeah, I can't tell anything.
Well,
No, it's Bririk. Yeah, Bririk.
Brurick. Oh, yeah. Good guy. Well,
Oh, you
I
know
guess I
him?
can-
He's
Yeah.
He's a big bloke.
Yeah.
Yep.
God. We went drinking one time, and woof, man, he'll drink you under the table like that. So,
You
don't remember much of the
you,
night, but it was
you,
nice.
You drink with the Profushies?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I didn't mean to assume you did, but yeah, I mean, all the time.
Oh.
We've shared a few meals together. I'm sorry. Who are you?
You know, we'll just let him know that we saw you, since you
Yeah.
have an easy way to get in touch with him.
Yeah, I mean, tell Brurick to chat with literally anybody in the family that can cast a sending spell, and they can just talk to us.
Right. We'll
I mean,
do
I know
that.
he doesn't know how to do that.
No,
'cause, you know,
okay. Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a great
well-
point. You,
but, like,
you know, it's,
they don't. Look, I appreciate getting work for the common man. Everybody needs a job and a steady income. But at the same time, if we have magic that can make lives easier, why don't we use it? They don't need to send you around sending messages like this. Like,
Mhm.
think of all the good you could be doing in the world.
Yeah,
I don't know how long they've been talking, but
you're so right. We're gonna go do some of that good
Yeah, get
right
a job,
now.
a real job.
Yeah.
Hey,
Are you employed, sir?
And they start
Get
to
a job.
They start to leave. Vinny, what are you doing in the alley?
oh, I don't know how long that took, but when Rockgut said he
Couple
was going to
seconds.
go talk,
Time for you to react and do something.
Right.
You could have run down and caught the tail end of it.
when he was going to go talk to them, I was like, shit. So we're going to slowly make our way out of the alley and
Okay.
be looking around. So I guess we'll
Make
Come
a,
up
make
at
a
the very
perception
end.
check as you come out near the end of the alley. So you come out and you're like peeking up and down the alley, trying to be very surreptitious, and right down about like a couple buildings over, you can see Rockgut very casually leaned up against a post, and two human, little kind of dirty, maybe poor boys that are white as a fucking sheet, look like they're shitting themselves talking to this small nonchalant gnome, that back away and start to leave.
what?
and just
I can't tell
here's-
what he's doing.
just think about it. Like, just as consider, if you want to be an artist, go do it. If you want to go be a champion of industry, go do it. Don't be running around here doing errands that people could do with spells. Come on,
We
you can
will
do better than that.
approach
Oh, yep, that's a
Inti-
good point. And they leave.
intimidatingly.
And get out of here.
They're already leaving, but make an intimidation check.
I mean, just be stepping heavily, I guess.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Heavy stepping.
So they're starting to leave as Vinny comes up. He's like, making as heavy steps as he can, while Silky is
I'm saying
walking kind of nonchalantly
orc
in her
would be
orc disguise
leaning-
form.
Intimidation there would be the orc, I would guess.
Oh,
but
okay. You want to roll
But, yeah.
intimidation, an
It was-
intimidation
No, it's
check
fine,
for
it's
Silky?
they're gone. So it's like,
Turned
was-
out it wasn't.
Rock got intimidated naturally by calling
wrong
him on the
by,
Profushies.
by his loose lips yet again.
who was that?
Wrong number.
No, what? Who was that? It's
Ah.
us, by the way. You can tell it's us, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Vinny, I've seen your V. Trust me.
Well, see,
You don't do great at blending in.
well,
Neither
see,
do
the
I.
last time I used this disguise, Mortez and Warden attacked me at the docks. Remember? And they didn't recognize me, so I have to be sure, you know. And this orc, I don't know if he would be pretty
No,
scared.
that
right?
is Very intimidating, Silky. Great
She's just
job
breathing
there.
very heavily. Just like, but
No, those are just some hooligans who are, probably working with the Pravachis. They're
But
just
what?
being sent. Yeah. Brorik wanted to talk with us, but we have other
What?
things to do. So, I know.
They
I
know
was telling them-
Brorik?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they wouldn't lie to me.
They said that?
Yeah. And no, yeah, I told him just tell Brorik to talk to someone who knows sending. We don't need to have people running around the city doing this kind of menial labor.
What did they want?
Was it just a talk, I guess? But or they wanted to take us to Brorik. Who knows?
Brorik's not here. Brorik's in the other city.
Well, they must have come a long way to
Yeah.
send us a message.
Were you suspicious about this? I'm like
we've
trying to
met
make
met
him
so many
feel as if like
Pravachis, and honestly, these people, they were punks. Even if they were lying, like you said, they would have been fine.
told them your name or
No.
our name, or
No, they said they were looking for me.
they were looking for Rockgut.
I should have known about my size.
Okay.
I feel like you're trying to imply that I did something wrong here. When
No,
I
I'm
dealt
just
with the problem.
confused. I'm baffled.
Oh, me too. You would
I thought we
think
were about to get
Pravachis-
mugged. We were in the alley about to we were in the alley waiting for someone to turn the corner and just
I
beat 'em
thought
up,
they'd be.
you know?
I thought they'd be more of a fight too, but I mean,
and they had weapons. So, but I mean, okay,
you
all
would
right.
think that the Pravachis would employ someone with a little higher esteem than those guys.
Should I tell Eliza about this? This
I mean,
seems kind of
sure.
sketchy.
Maybe tell them to send a horse for them on their way back to Brorik, so they're not just wandering
I
around.
don't. You
They
don't
could get
seem.
mugged.
You don't seem as suspicious about this as I am, but that's okay. That's okay.
I
we
mean,
can go back.
These streets are full of hooligans. You wouldn't want those guys to run afoul of them.
If this is Warden, they'd already be dead.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you can ride on.
That's actually
Silky's-
why. That's actually part of the reason why I had these guys approach us. I was like, well, Warden's not with them.
Maybe we can ride on Silky's shoulders and keep an eye out as we walk back. Not our
They'll
business.
probably walk up since Warden's not with them.
Does that sound good? Let's head back and you keep an eye out.
Sure.
Okay.
Anytime I don't have to walk somewhere is fine by me.
All right.
So an odd couple of.
Jumping over to because y'all are essentially heading back near the end of the day after your various errands. Jumping back over to. I will mention one other thing that you could also attempt to accomplish, Morteza Saros and Warden, that you have somewhat forgotten about is the update on the hag girl.
Oh,
Or I'm sorry, the girl who was touched by the hag.
That'll be our task right after
Taking her to the
Morteza
Red
task.
Mage was an option for something you
Yes, I figured that's what we would do.
Okay.
We have the best rapport with the Red Mage, arguably.
I would agree. All right, so yeah, what are you doing with the skeletons? You're able to make it over to the docks where you've hidden them in the sewers well enough. As you descend, they're mostly milling about in the sewers in the dark in Warden. As you walk down, familiar ladder down into the area where you fought the Hydra, you come down and you can see that all the doors in this smaller chamber that you initially rushed through are now locked. And there are 4 figures milling about in the dark. Make a perception check.
You told me to write. Well, never mind.
Do you have them written down?
Well, you told me to write 18 for
Okay, cool.
them,
Make a
but
perception check. All right. So as you come down, it's hard to make out in the darkness. Even with dark vision. There is 2 women. One of which is in this long. You can barely make out that it's a flowing green dress. The other one is in what seems to be a maid outfit, like a pink frilly maid outfit with some leggings that descend from it. You don't really see any part of her, and she has a visor on and a small what is it? A veil. A veil. Both women have veils covering their faces. Very proper ladies, it seems. And you also see a knight that stands beside them. in a resplendent blue trim armor, as well as it looks like a friar or a priest with like a red lined cloak. It's weird that they're all waiting down here for you in the sewers.
Morteza, are we keeping prisoners?
It depends on who you ask. If you ask Rocket, yes. If you ask me, a man of science,
What science?
no. What? What is science? It is the practical application of magic. Haven't you ever wondered what Eileen means in my name? It is my, it's like doctor or professor.
I very little wonder about your origins.
Well, anyways, if you knew more, you would say, I believe this text was attributed to a society you originated from. Look upon my works, Warden, and despair.
Prisoners?
No, not prisoners, helpers.
They seem,
Oh,
they seem to
is
have
it-
all they seem to have all turned attentively to like face Morteza as he came down.
Oh, Scheiße. And I cast animate the dead before they before the timer goes
You
off.
watch as Morteza quickly begins I think it takes a minute to cast. Begins a process that
It's like 10 minutes.
over time. These purple runes flow from his preparations around, and from his hands. I'm pretty sure it's just a minute. Otherwise, he wouldn't have even been in the Hydra fight. If it's 10, we're gonna have to retcon. Silky's dead. It's fine.
Let me just double check.
Over the course of I think it's a minute, but double check.
It is a minute, yeah.
Yeah, these runes flow along the floor from his hands, and you watch as they wrap around and they disappear into these outfits. But you see from like through the veil some purple light flow from what seems to be eye sockets or eyes, and from the mask, and from deep into beneath a friar's hood as well.
I'm gonna say Warden's probably familiar with necromancy, being a paladin, and I think he would get it at that point.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, there's
Like,
clues.
ah,
I would imagine getting it cast in front of you is good context clues, but to see through the disguise, you technically have to roll an 18.
I don't know what Rocket doesn't get about this. I mean, it's kind of like having 8 lizards in a trench coat.
well, as long as they make you useful, I have no problems with this.
Yes, I will be quite useless without them. Let's just go with that. But unfortunately, it comes with some caveats. This magic, I have to come down to the sewers every day, and it stinks. Now, I could take them out, but why spit in the face of fortune and tempt fate by, having them out? That fooled you, Sir Warden, but you do not have a nose. Or...
I can smell, though.
The zombies. I'm sorry, they're not zombies anymore.
They're skeletons, but they've been in the sewer.
They smell like the sewer, but they don't smell like they're dead.
Right. Well, anyway, I think, you might not notice uncanny things like the fact that chests are not moving with breath, which would be normal, right? That's normal to you, but not to the people upstairs.
I suppose that is accurate. Is this why we came down here?
I mean, you know what, Warden? I think that's on you for just agreeing without asking.
Well, the sewer sounded more interesting than talking and playing merchant.
To be fair, yes, that's why I left my family
Warden
in my old life.
Warden and Morteza perception checks at disadvantage.
Okay.
Let's see if this rolls.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Wow, I can't go lower.
All right, mine did not send, but it was 15 and 19.
Wow.
Allegedly.
15.
Here, let
No,
me.
those are-
Allegedly.
I can. Whenever I press the thing, it doesn't do it.
Hang
Let me
on.
do this again. That's fine. I don't really care.
No, it's okay. I believe you. So you want me to take the 11 or the 15?
I don't know. Whatever you want. You said you didn't believe me. You can
Don't
check
read
D&D.
the
Yeah.
I'll take the 15. I believed you. You can see well down the hall. You think you see a glint of like yellow eyes. And then it's gone.
Morteza, what would you say if the hag was watching us? What should we do?
But well, I know what you would do.
Well, this is why I'm asking you.
Nobody's ever asked me. Usually they just start killing.
Well, I don't think I could. I got lost in the sewers last time, and I do not choose to repeat that.
Is it rude if we do not acknowledge her?
Well, I don't think we're the ones, as we've been told, to have manners.
Am I supposed to say something to you?
Are you
Nothing.
talking
Nothing
to
coming
me?
back right now.
Well, I think that is your answer, Warden.
Well, he likely is watching us, considering I think I saw eyes in the distance.
Well, I mean, a lot of things have eyes, Warden, but, you know, they didn't train me for this in school.
I wasn't aware you went to school. I thought you were
Oh,
just...
yes, for many years.
Hmm.
I basically have no life experience. I'm probably the wrong one to be showing you around. Anyway,
As you two talk, you can hear. It sounds like there's some steps and some scratching coming from down the hall. Getting a little closer.
Morteza, do you have light, perchance, to throw down that hallway?
You have dark vision.
Yeah, but
have,
I can't. I mean, it's 30 feet
Oh.
usually, right?
and I have dark heat vision, but we can't see it. And I could throw fire down that way.
Oh no.
Oh, is that a fireball?
How
No,
much?
no, I didn't roll that.
Every big number is a fireball now.
Well, no, it's 68. I guess not 78.
And that casts some light,
How
yes,
much
but I am not
health?
Vinny with his light. Do you want me to tell the skeletons to go down that way?
Is dark vision 30 or 60 feet?
I think it's 30.
I think it's 30,
I'll double
right?
check for you.
Oh, it depends. Mine's 60, but yours might be 30.
Yeah.
One more, she's gonna upcast.
It's 60.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can. You don't really see it. Make a perception check if you're gonna look down actively.
I strain my eyes.
It's still a disadvantage with dark vision, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's funny.
Oh,
My roll's
okay.
down.
I misrolled this slightly. It's supposed to be a little bit better.
20 d8.
Warden, how much health you got? 58. Oh, you 58. You fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorrow
Where did I have?
suddenly slumps down onto the floor behind you and is asleep.
Oh, wow.
And you hear
Oh.
a voice coming from down the hall through the locked door before you. Have you come back for a bit of advice? Reconsider perhaps now my price?
Are you like leasing the space? I thought it was free space. I can move my minion.
I merely wanted to see with my eye. I did not mean to overpry.
Did you do this as I motioned to the slumped Saros?
He sleeps for now and soon will wake. Worry not. I will not tip his fate.
Well, death may be your fate as I draw my sword.
Okay. Do you want to fight her? There's a locked door.
I mean,
between the
it's
two of
more
you.
like
You're just threatening.
she attacked first, so it's threatening.
Did she attack? I think she was
I mean,
trying
that's
to
a-
even the
that's a-
odds. She didn't want to walk up to 3 people. But okay, yeah. You want to or you can either make an intimidation with this check, or you can start to advance. In which case,
No, that
you
was
roll
more of an
initiative.
intimidation.
I think
Roll
yeah,
an
I think that
intimidation
was,
check.
that was the intention.
She retreats slightly. I do not seek to tangle with you. You were the ones that called to me, after all.
And
Well,
we
actually-
did not try and cast a spell from the darkness.
Look, I mean,
Spells and words and rhymes abound. I do not wish to be found. And what can this do?
Oh boy.
Saurus is gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
I'm sure this
I
hack's
never
pretty
had a
easy to kill.
chance.
Oh, he's gonna have some bad dreams. Troll, you will-
Both of you make a wisdom saving throw. As this glowing,
Good God.
these glowing lines appear before
Oh,
you.
no.
Okay.
Chris gets +1 to that.
Do the skeletons need a?
You 14 then?
Yeah.
You are both charmed and considered incapacitated for a minute.
Oh my god.
Please.
And as
For a
you
minute?
for a minute, as you go into your stupor, she will advance forward, and you watch her hand sneak through the door, and her nails scrape against the lock, and it opens for her. And she walks up to you both. Her long fingers twist out and their nails draw a line down Morteza's face. And you two can both see this. Incapacitated, not unconscious. And how long does sleep last? I don't know that she's going to stay. A minute. So Morteza, or Saros is close to waking up.
If you just so you're aware, if you do any damage to Morteza, he can awake.
I know.
Takes any damage or
I'm aware.
okay.
He knows what he's doing.
All right.
Just give him a little tease.
And she'll go up to your ear, Morteza,
Oh no.
and I need you to drop down to the lower Discord with me.
Lower
Oh,
Discord.
To the cave.
Whispers. Whispers.
Yeah.
Cool voice
Uh,
channel.
My Discord is
Good music, Sam.
Alright.
It's creepy music.
Thank
full
you,
voice
thank you.
channel
Oh, it's from the
number.
lighthouse. Nice.
Yeah.
She leans in close.
Give me a second. All right, I'm in.
She leans in close to you and she whispers, "When you hold death in your hand, that no matter the land, beware those few that would ask it from you, for dangers then will surely ensue." And with an unsettling smile on her face, she leans back, and we can go back up.
Okay. I took.
Oh,
Sit there. Okay.
they're pretty much
just-
just sitting there.
Just bone.
I didn't hear. I'm sorry. Did you say you tried to write it down at the end? Because I can send you what she said.
Yeah, I did as much as I could writing,
I'll
but
send
I
it. I'll send
definitely
it to
it's
you
paraphrasing.
in a whisper.
Okay.
And she'll lean back from Morteza with the unsettling smile on her face, green eyes staring into yours, and she turns back and starts to leave the room. And as she gets like halfway down the hallway, it's sort of like, whew. What's going on? Why are y'all just standing there? And you're still incapacitated. And she gets out of sight, and after a moment,
Then I'm capacitated.
the charm and the incapacitation fade, and you two are back in control of your own senses.
Sauros, I'm curious. Did you have any bad dreams?
You slept fine. Seems quite rested.
Well, that was thoroughly unpleasant.
Oh, you don't know the half of it, but
What'd she say to you?
If you're gonna repeat it to them, I will copy it to everyone. If you're gonna say it not, I will for now just whisper it to you.
No, I will paraphrase it by saying she told me to be careful. I think she's telling us to step off.
The sewers.
Yes. But I'm still gonna keep my skeletons down here, Like, worst case, who knows? I mean, it's whatever. All right, let's just get out of here.
That was thoroughly unpleasant. Next time I will kill her.
Oh, okay, good. I thought next time you would not accompany to the sewers, which I would understand, but be disappointed by. All right, let's go. So next task, Warden, if you're keen, would be to
I told y'all I would
talk
use
to the
those
red
riddles.
mage.
I told y'all I would find opportunities to use my riddles.
Nice.
I'm glad you did.
Now it's going on my notes.
All right.
I'm just gonna save them in OneNote because I'm tired of switching between computers.
OneNote is
For work.
far and away the best option. So you can have
Yes.
different journals for work or not.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
use it for medical stuff because I have a lot of doctors.
that makes sense, but I'm sorry. So for the red mage, y'all had already spoken to him once. Do you want to try to take the girl over to see him now?
Yeah.
Because
right?
initially she didn't go because it was the day after she'd been freed, and she was tired.
Right. What better people to comfort a adult girl than Morteza and Morton?
Betsy did say, or Silky did say, she would want to go with. I don't know.
Silky is spending all day at another location, so you can
All right.
either do it without her, or you can do it with her tomorrow, if you prefer.
Yeah,
Does,
time is of the essence, right? We'll save her a favor.
I have no problems with this. What could go wrong?
I would never read on it if it wasn't the right thing to do. So
That does not sound accurate.
what?
All right, so you are able to head back to the Profashi's Manor and collect her, and then head back over. It didn't take you long to get that part. It's really only hitting midday by the time, like a little after, by the time that you're getting back over to the Red Mage's part of town. And he's happy enough to let you all up. I'm going to grab her token and move you over to that... where is the fuck is that map? There's so many of these now.
Going to have to ask the Red Mage if he's ever heard of the word science, or perhaps that's a Gehennan word. It's applied magic.
Okay, so what are you asking the Red Mage to do? He's... So, what exactly is it that you wish for me to check over for this girl? Inspect her to be certain that the hag has not cursed her or replaced her in some manner. And he's saying this right in front of her.
Right. Honestly, several concerns. I believe she has a lot of magic potential, and as you know...
I'm going to do earmuffs on the girl.
Okay.
Okay, that's very nice of you, because the next thing he says is, just so you know, if she has been eaten and replaced by a hag, I do not know of a cure. You should be best to simply kill her. Right as Warden gets his hands over her ears.
Ooh, that sounds like a family matter, correct, Warden? I mean, that's, I don't even know the word for that. I mean, there's fratricide, patricide.
Sister side? Husband
Well,
side?
no, but this is like a niece. What is that? Like niece's side? I don't know the common tongue for this. Anyway, not my place.
It would not be any sort of fratricide or family killing, as she would not be her family anymore. She would be a duplicate, replaced to turn into a hag.
Right, technically I agree with you, but Silky is prone to having strong emotions. So I don't know if she will see it in our clinical way, but I agree with you.
further concerns is even if she's not replaced, she has a certain magical natural talent that could probably be harnessed in a more, less chaotic way than Silky. So, I have a question about that too. What is the extent of her powers?
Do you not know how to sense the ability of another magic user?
I mean, I can detect magic, but I was never in admissions in the university. I was more upper division.
Creatures give off an aura, an energy that may help you to learn. Come, approach with me, and I will show you how I do this. I think with time, practice, or a more dedicated teacher than I am interested in being, you will be able to learn it. But for now, I will do this. And he will begin to inspect her. And you, Morteza, roll an Arcana check at advantage. And I'm going to add some to it because it's kind of his skill helping and doing it while you're assisting and sort of being guided through what he's doing. And he hits a point near her, like mid-back, and he's like, observe, and he presses while you've got your hand near that point as well, and you feels like some energy pulse into her. And this rush comes back out, and your finger, and you can feel, kind of feel it coming into his as well. It's where it's this like vibrant, delightful energy that's like jumping at the opportunity to be used. It's vibrant, almost uncontrollable. It vibrates in a way that you haven't really experienced with the magic you used before. And as he pulls back, I believe she is a sorcerer. Specifically one gifted in wild magic. Over time, her power will doubtless grow, but a natural magic user all the same.
Doesn't sound like she'll benefit from schooling, so I will withhold my referral.
Schooling can help sorcerers, for certain, so that they at least understand the power with which they dabble.
I'm of the opinion that they are too prideful because they have a natural talent. They didn't have to work for it like me.
There is some verity in that. I think you will find many sorcerers in Eberron that share that sort of air of arrogance. It is something they attempt to breed into their society. But be wary, for you will also encounter those with these same natural talents and inclinations that
Nothing a little
reinforce them with study, the same as we do.
Oh.
Those
Gifted students.
Those are ones that you should certainly face carefully.
It's not very fair, Warden. Not very fair.
Life is not fair.
I guess I come from money. That's a kind of a blessing in itself.
You also are a genasi, no?
Well, yeah, but
Natural proclivity towards fire magic, likely descending from old Eberonian mages as well.
But I pay for that with a little bit of a temper and strong passion. It's hard to rein in sometimes.
I too have dealt with passionate moments. He doesn't really show anything on his face as he says this.
Yeah, it's like, that was my. I would not have guessed.
So will you examine the girl for the hags first, or are we here for science?
All right.
Yes, I had forgotten. One moment. And he goes and he starts to pull some tinctures and herbs, and he comes back over. He has her drink a small potion and begins inspecting her again. Takes him a while. Much longer than that first initial. And I guess I'll roll it. Fuck it. Let's see what he can learn. Morteza has a 7 because you've got 18 intelligence, right, or what?
I have.
I don't know. This guy
18
statted out
intelligence.
for his Arcana skill.
Oh,
check,
so it's
gotta
plus
be
4 for
fucking
18
good.
intelligence, and then I have the rest is proficiency of plus 3.
I'm sure he has.
I think.
I'm actually gonna say he has expertise.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
fancy.
Show Mortiza what's up.
I was about to say.
Pretty well.
That's
Wow.
hilarious. Oh my god.
Contagious failure.
It takes a long time inspecting her. He's very careful, and as he comes away, I can sense the touch of a hag upon her. I do not know what the connection entails exactly.
Oh no.
I don't think she was replaced, but it would take me more time, perhaps a few days, to be certain of what has happened.
We'll let you know. We might unfortunately have to return this ticking time bomb to her family.
Wonderful. Well, if you know of any other children that are so afflicted, please do send word.
Well, it wouldn't be contagious, correct? Then at least,
No.
I mean, the hack can make more, but
No, it would have to have been. I do not know what sort of mark or nature she may have done outside of replacing her, but she mentioned that her time with her was short.
yeah, right.
So I would say it is unlikely. It's more likely, I would say, that the hag might have already replaced a child in the city, or then that they would mock one in such a manner. Perhaps it is this girl's natural gifts that made her attractive.
So, I mean, she seems to be in high demand. I don't really understand why. But, okay. Well, we'll be in touch.
Morteza's just shitting on sorcerers. Say, I don't really get why anyone would want a sorcerer, but yeah, sure, whatever. Okay.
Just being a total hypocrite because of his enhanced bloodline.
While I still have her ear muffed, I'll ask Morteza. So what do we tell Silky?
Oh gosh, I'm not a very good liar, Warden. So it's either lie by omission or just the truth, I'm afraid. If it's from me.
The truth shall be what we say then.
Ah. You think she'll get it? She'll understand the. It's not it's not my job, to kill this child.
Exactly. As I
Take the earmuffs off, yeah.
I said, child, you will be fine.
Yes.
Make a deception check. You don't know that.
Shit.
You see her, well, you know what? Hang on. Yeah, she gets a little nervous look on her face as you say that to her.
Fair.
You're right. You have cancer.
Okay.
You are HIV Aladdin.
Can I go back?
Smile, frown.
Oh yeah, go crazy, go nuts, as they say. We're gonna go talk to your. We're gonna go talk to Silky.
Okay. You are able to leave and begin heading back to the Profashi's Tavern. Make perception checks as you go.
Oh lord.
Jesus.
Everything looks normal.
I'm just infected by Morteza today.
Come on! If Rocket started it, I mean, he
I
got
don't know
one
what
kill.
you're talking about. I rolled super well. I know everything about those children.
So, as you all get into something of a rougher part of town, heading back to the Profashi Tavern, you're it's late-ish, later for certain, and you're passing through not the best area, kind of quiet, and two men stand before you, dressed in looks like some poor clothing, look like some street ruffian kind of type, nothing really too threatening, but both of them carry crossbows. I imagine, Warden, you move into something of a protective position around Lace, or in front of Lace.
I just put her behind me. Are they just like threatening us?
They'll level crossbows and go, "Hey, you stop right there." And you can hear the sound of a few more people coming out from behind y'all. You turn back and these ones have clubs, but they're wielding aggressively.
Think that you can do much deer hunting with those flatbows around here, my friend.
We're not deer hunting. We're looking for something with a little better price on it, you know?
These guys again.
There's a price for everything, I know. This one might be a little too much. Trust me for your own good.
I just sigh and take out my sword and say, I have had a long and hard day, and I shall not be intimidated by thugs.
Warden, please, no. They're just regular working class people.
Oh, we ain't regular, yeah, we're starting our gang, mate. Yeah, that's right, bro. We're gonna call ourselves the Blue Vipers. None of them are in blue. None of them are in blue. Not a one of them.
You're gonna be the black and blue vipers at best. Please, my friends, you must leave here before he hurts you.
Make a persuasion.
You will be the headless viper soon.
Make a persuasion check.
This is not very good.
Rose is just quiet, just like gonna let it happen.
Listen, mate.
Fuck yeah, fuck him up, Warden.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this big fella here, but we can take him, right? He's got a kid with him. I think we can handle it. Yeah, get the kid, boys. He's like yelling to the four guys behind you. There's a big fat price on the three of you said. Tell you what, we'll let that little girl go if you just, put that fucking sword down. You come with us.
I say, Solros, take her to the sky. I'll kill the rest of them.
Wait, who put the price on her head? I'm curious now.
What was that? And these two instantly
were harassing.
These two with their crossbows leveled. The second they hear "I'll kill all of them," they shoot. Both of them shoot at you, and after that, everyone's gonna roll initiative.
Yeah. At Warden, they're shooting.
They're shooting at Warden. Hang on. So 5 to hit. No. It's actually it's a +3 to hit. No, he's not. But it's not gonna matter. Y'all are gonna steamroll these guys.
But it's not 18, though, is he? I think 18 was
both,
carried over.
Both bolts fly well out of range of you, and you're just like easily able to avoid them both. They miss like overhead, despite how tall you are.
You could just have them hit me and
they start to reload. Oh yeah, sure. One of them hits you and just falls forward onto the ground, not finding any lodge in your armor. And
all right,
roll initiative. I'm just gonna roll 2 initiatives. The ones in front of you are the 2 that are standing next to each other. So those 2 have a 12, and everyone else has a. Hang on, let me add a turn for all of y'all.
Charles has been preparing himself, knowing this was exactly what was going to happen.
Tuning the loot.
That's why he's ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, he's raring. All right, what is Soros doing?
He has a better read on us.
Is he gonna take Warden's advice?
What was Warden's advice?
Wall of fire.
Oh my god! No. It was take her to grab the girl and fly away.
Fly away.
Oh, I guess he could do it. Yeah. He'll hop on the broom and he'll just go straight up with the girl up. How high can he go? 30 feet?
Broom.
I think. Or no, sorry, the loot, which he will use.
Too much of CO1, mate.
He will use it as a broom, I guess.
Yeah, he can catch fly and carry her up into the air.
He's going up
Okay.
Yeah.
Grabs onto her, and he's 30 feet up in the air immediately.
And he'll sing a little song for Morteza.
All right, Morteza, you have inspiration as well. Astaros, you fucking got this, and carries her up 30 feet. Oh! And you hear immediately, oh, fuck, bruv, this one can fly! Oh, I didn't know they could
I'm
be fucking
so
flying
surprised.
tieflings in Kirkwall. Morteza, it's your turn.
It is the sad truth of the world. He who strikes first often strikes last. And I cast Fireball back, or like at the square.
Okay, roll damage.
It's
And
a
I'll start
20
rolling.
foot.
I'll start rolling dex saves. You can get all 4 of them. Okay, 21. All right, this is for the one on the far left.
Ooh, a lot of ones.
This is for the one up top. This is for the one on the far right. And this is for the one on the lower side. Okay, it's 21 damage, and it's half on a save when the DC was 15.
Right.
Okay, so you launch this fireball back into these 3 would-be blue vipers. It explodes. 3 of them instantly die as they're scattered apart, failing the saves. One of them is on fire and damaged badly, screaming, "Ah! Oh my god! They killed so exciting!"
I love when Dylan's mic blows out. You can't hear him say it, but you can see his face screaming.
Yeah.
It's just silent. It's like,
I'm gonna fucking take these
Fill in
guys
the
off the map. Alright, they were supposed to only have, just 20.
maybe we could be the Blue Vipers.
And I was worried about Warden.
We could take their name.
He'll do worse. Please run.
Yeah, that's instantly on their turn. All of these guys are going, get the fuck out of here! The Blue Vipers are gonna live to fight again! And as they're like running, taking their full action, all ass, one of them goes and like tries to make a hissing sound as they attempt to flee down an alley, getting.
Wait, I'm gonna totally chase after them.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Warden.
Yeah, that's how far
survivors.
they get on
It's
this
so
turn.
Sawrose.
This other guy is getting out of here and running back, and he disappears. But you can
What
still
is-
see
who-
those two.
Who was the one that threatened?
It was the
Those were
guy
the two.
to
Those were 2 in front that are running.
Okay, I'm gonna run that way.
Okay.
Warden, I've had my fill of killing. You do what you will, though.
And if I can get within Misty Step range to be next to them, I
Yeah,
will.
you can.
I would do that. So
All right.
6, like
Yep, you're there. Actually, wait. Let
Am
me check.
I-
Let me check. What? How far
do I
does Misty
still
Step
have-
go?
30.
30. Okay, so you get to here, and this is how far you can get with Misty Step.
And then I can do another 30 dash
Yeah, you
to
can.
be
You get to
next to them. Yeah.
All right, so you are. You can actually get if you. No, you can't do another. And Misty Step is a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
So you get to here, and then you can Misty Step in front of them. Would you rather do that?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's what you're doing.
No survivors.
Is
There you
it
go.
it's Sawrose's turn?
Yeah.
He's gonna fly. He can move 60 feet when he flies, so he's gonna get above them,
Oh no.
and he's going to. Is Vicious Mockery only on one person? Yeah, I think it's on one
Yeah.
person only. So he's gonna do a Vicious Mockery at one of the guys, and just
Okay.
be like, "You're gonna die," and just like say a very,
I want to give disadvantage on this saving
very
throw.
callously, just like, "He's gonna kill you," and then just laugh to himself.
Okay, is that wisdom?
That's a Wisdom 15 save
Oh, he does not
for
say.
these grubs. These grubs. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay,
That's more for flavor, since Warden's gonna
that's fine.
chase him down.
They're spending their full action running away 60 feet on their turn. Actually, I'm sorry, Morteza, it's your turn.
I will just like find a barrel to sit on and just.
Wait. Vicious Mockery makes them run, right?
No. On
No,
their
sorry,
turn, they can
that-
run away. That's
that's-
dissonant
Oh,
whispers.
right.
And,
Yeah,
yeah. This guy has disadvantage if he tries to
Morteza,
attack.
you're just gonna sit on a barrel and watch.
And plant my head in my hands because I've just snuffed out three use with the flick of my wrist.
Turning back to see charred corpses, some fire still scattered about in the
Hey,
courtyard.
that's new inventory for your skeletons.
No, there's nothing left. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess.
Why couldn't we
but-
chase
pretty
down
well
all
scattered.
the blue vipers?
You could have.
No. Oh, guess I could have.
Soros could have gone the other way, but he's just kind of floating and talking smack.
Yeah.
Lace is
One
like wide eye
survivor.
watching. All right, yeah, on their turn, they're both gonna run away. They provoke an attack of opportunity. Split up, Trev. I'm gonna go this way. And he fucking
Oh
tries
my
to
God.
run 60 feet over to like
I'm gonna
here.
totally smite this guy.
You have to hit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you hit.
lop his head off.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Cause they're not worthy, so I'm not going for their head. I
Okay,
just
so
go
you
straight
just
to
go-
their heart.
You deal 18 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're both going in separate directions. Which one are you going for?
The one that talks smack first.
Which one were you whispering at then, Vinny? Or was Saurus? Was he whispering at the one that, like, the leader,
one who
or
was
the
more
one that was...
At
The
the
leader.
leader guy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he dies. He gets, like, one step, and you're smiting down his back, and he's gone. And the other guy's, like, trying to run off around the corner, and you can see him from where you are, from where Saurus is, or Saurus can see him flying around the corner. And it is, Warden, it's your turn. You saw the way he went. He spent his full action running away from you while you killed the other guy. The leader, effectively.
That was the reaction that just killed
Yeah,
him.
the reaction. I mean, you hit him. Yeah, the reaction just killed him.
I'm gonna keep running. I'll just dash up to him.
Okay. So you're able to get back over to him. Saros Mortez, anything y'all want to do before the exact same thing happens again?
I'm just gonna hover
I
over
can't
the
stop
guy.
him.
Just,
I
like
tried.
following him.
The guy to the east has gotten away, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he can live to tell this tale.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We're just staying
Jackson
up
Tubelin.
above, and we're
He's gonna be
gonna.
more afraid of you than Warden. He's not seeing this part.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just do another vicious mockery and say,
Okay.
And probably don't have Lace fly
Yep.
with you.
Nope. That's
"Oh no,
happening.
she's on the ground." Yeah.
He's carrying her.
Yeah.
There's only so far
flying
you can
around
run,
and being like,
bud.
"You guys are so fucked" from up above. And
PTSD.
next turn, same thing happens. You get an attack of opportunity. That hits.
Oh.
No, that hits.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's the blue Viper's case, but not the big bad evil guy.
Oh, roll damage on your vicious mockery. I'll just roll it.
Oh,
No, it's
Two.
2d4. Okay.
1d4. 2d4, that'd be nuts.
another
That'd make it very
low
good. No, 1d4 or 2. You smiting?
Sure. Just for flavor. Why not?
You don't have to.
That'd be great. No, why not?
We can continue these shenanigans for another turn.
No, it's okay.
He
I'll
could get
smite
out.
him.
He could get out onto a main street and you kill in front of everyone.
Oh
No,
my
that's
god.
Yeah, he dies. He would have had 1 health. No, 3 health left. They have 20 health. Yeah, you killed him.
Or
Lace
it's
is
gonna-
like wide eyed, going like, "Oh fuck."
so it's
Soros
gonna hiss at
brings
him
back
like
down.
a snake.
I just wipe my blade on their bodies and say, well, that was worthless.
Alright.
I figured I would give them a quick death if we were going to have to resort to violence, but I can't help feel like I overdid it. Warden.
It's okay. They were worthless human beings anyway.
God
Oh.
damn.
Oh.
If I was gonna rank all of your foes, Warden is the Soros. I'd say on a scale of like worthy to like unworthy, like those are probably the most unworthy people we've come up against, I would say.
Agreed.
So don't feel bad, Morteza.
Well, you know, maybe we'll find out who put the hit out on us.
Okay,
Maybe.
so as you all get back to the Profashi estate in the afternoon, you're able to give some updates, share your stories, and Mr. Profashi will ask for a quick audience near the end of the day. And as you all gather around, Upak is sat back there, and Ricky is reading a book with him. He's just chilling. Ricky's reading.
He was reading a book with him, like he was like teaching him how to
You're
read.
doing really good, Usop. Keep it up. Mr. Profashi is going to stand out before you. There has been an update on, I believe, a few gangs and ruffians have been given your descriptions and pictures of you.
Really? That's news to me.
Yes. We're going to quash it for the local gangs. But
Well.
I believe you may want to be out of Kirkwall sooner rather than later. And also to be wary. I suspect it is Keston and the Grace family. This is somewhat common in Eberron. It's the way rivals acknowledge each other as at least interesting game. And as he continues to view you as more and more of a threat, you are likely to see real professional killers rather than backwater gangs.
Well, we've already killed 5/6 of a gang, I suppose.
Come on, Warden, don't
Well, I
you
shouldn't
have to
say.
say that.
Do you know what gang they were affiliated with?
I did not commit it to memory as they were unworthy foes.
They
They're
were
the
called
Blue
Blue Vipers, and they all had mothers and fathers, Warden. And they were
Right.
snuffed out just like that.
Never heard of this organization. Perhaps some of these warrants made it from someone a little more impressive into the hands of some hopeful idiots.
We split up today, and they met the Blue Vipers. We were just harassed by these guys who we thought were gonna mug us, but Rocco was able to just talk him out of it, I guess.
You might want to chat with Brorick about his communication strategy.
Ulrich is in Starkhaven.
I know. It was
It's
very
not-
odd that
You didn't just listen to him. He just told you that that was a lie. He's a goon trying to kill us.
I mean, I think we just got lucky. These were probably just some people working with Brorick who wanted to send us a message of some kind, and we told them that we didn't really have time to talk with them, and they should just send a spell next time, and they ran
would
off.
Surprise me greatly.
I
Well,
don't
if
think
you
you
see,
listened to a word you said, Mr. Profaci.
I was paying attention. I'm just saying that these people were not ruffians. They were confused individuals who didn't quite know what they were doing with their lives, who were just spending time as messengers. They could be, I don't know, helping society somehow.
I
So-
suspect young Vinny is correct.
He had a club.
I have a club. I don't kill everybody I see. I'm not a thug. Thank you very much.
As
I'm a thug!
I understand it, the hit went out only last night. I suspect that the ones that attempted to jump on it are the most excitable, the youths, the would-be future criminals. You know,
Well,
idiots.
if those
So we-
guys get word of the messengers being friends of ours, they might get in trouble. So, here's a quick description of them. Maybe send them
I
up the
don't
horse
need it.
on their way
Just-
back.
please take the warning that
What you're saying is
I think
we should take this as a.
eventually there will be real professionals coming after you.
We should
But
take this as a
now,
compliment.
for
Sorts.
now, I'm going to make sure that the affiliated criminal organizations of Kirkwall
Yes, I should leave,
ignore
frankly.
this hit.
Frankly, I can't be killing more people, professional or not.
Regardless, if you're curious, hand out some posters that are drawn of you all.
Yeah. wanted
Pathologically
posters.
so.
You want to know how much all of you are worth?
Yes.
Yeah, just like One Piece.
Yeah. Benny, you have a 1,500 gold bounty.
Ooh.
Is it like
oh
a
my gosh,
picture?
I'll kill Vinny right
Let me,
here.
let me see the picture.
I'm just
Let's see what they
gonna
did.
tell you, Vinny, Rockgut, and Salrus have 1,500 gold on their heads.
Hey. It's a good round
Morteza,
number right there.
You have a 2,500 gold on your head.
Wow, that's expensive.
Sylvia has 3,000. Warden is 8,000.
Oh my
Oh
god.
But
boy.
it specifies alive.
Oh, okay.
I want to see the picture they drew of me. Show me
Yeah.
that.
It's decent.
Why
What
does
does
it
Warden look
specify
like?
alive for Warden and not me?
It seems to be like a slightly pretty good representation. Like it had been redrawn as if you were standing right there.
Can I take this as like a trophy?
Sure.
I don't have any
Fine.
pictures of myself.
I don't care.
Honestly, I didn't realize I looked this good, so I'll take one. I'll take mine too.
I
Add
did
to
not
the
worth.
collection.
I didn't realize I was worth 8,000 gold, and much more than you all.
Well,
I'm not going to argue that point.
why do they want you alive?
Well,
It's not
probably
the
my
conversation.
horn.
They want what's inside of him.
I mean, frankly, your worth to me is a, well, yes, traveling companion, but also, I would say that your body is worth quite a bit too. I mean, if they, I feel like dead or alive is reasonable.
I suppose that is.
Did you have
compliment.
something else to tell us before we start looking at these pictures of us?
Nope.
Because we get distracted very
I
easily.
merely want to warn you that it would be best to not be in the city for a bit.
How about a month? Is that long enough for you?
I will have all of these gangs warned off of these marks within a week.
Perfect. We'll be out of town for a
But
while then.
I cannot stop assassin guilds. Not
I'm
really.
sure they'll be fine. I
We
can't
take it
imagine
as a
anyone
compliment.
sneaking up on me. I'm pretty good at, seeing how things are and the true intention of people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get out of your hair. We have errands to attend to outside the city, and
Is there anything you want us to do while we're out of the city we can do for you?
Not at the moment.
we're making good progress on this whole politics thing.
That
So
job is my only focus. Anything that furthers its goals is ideal.
perfect.
You made
You'll
contact
hear,
with Mr. Amel and have a deal with him now, correct?
Oh yes, yeah. Sorry, we forgot to mention that. We we sat down with the MLs and we got everything sorted out. So they're on board.
We're also businessmen who sell merchandise.
I
Well, that's not completely
don't
relevant.
fully understand what you mean, but
It's to help
suppose
Bryant.
There's nothing wrong
Oh,
with
Lord.
Bryant.
Bryant. Yes.
Of course.
I think
We're gonna get him on our side. That's how we're gonna do it.
He's already on our side. I
It's
think
good
he
that
liked
you
us.
are able to curry favor and don't need to invoke our name to do so.
Wouldn't
Correct.
think of it.
You would
Right,
not-
you were very specific about that, no?
I'd prefer that we appear uninvolved.
Yeah.
Well, if you need us when we're out of the city, you have the feathers. I guess you can contact us.
Yes, I will have Eliza speak to you. If you need, I can also give a stone that I could call you at.
It's like a direct line of communication with you.
Yes, but I only have a few, so
We'll take a
if
stone
you
if
do
you
not
want.
require it. I could use it here.
We can talk to Eliza. That's fine.
We can have your people talk to our people.
I only have a few available. One of them is with with deers at the moment.
We should just have Deers come with us. Then he can talk to Mr. Profaci for us.
He is not in town. Perhaps when you're back.
Probably smart to not give Breeze the stone. That could get rather annoying. I feel like.
You have no idea. Alright. what do you want to do to prepare, if anything, for a journey. Mr. Profashi and Ricky will ask if you want to leave tomorrow or if you want to lay low for another day or two and then leave, and let them purchase supplies for you. How do y'all want to handle leaving Kirkwall?
Well, I can provide food for us.
Or just
every
don't
day.
leave Kirkwall and continue to kill escalating gangs. That's also an option.
I was gonna say it just really depends on how many people Warden wants
We're
to
the
kill
Red
first.
Vipers. We heard you handled the Blue Vipers.
You turned. Is he red because he was changed in the forge of my fire?
One of the guys in the back is like covered in burns.
Oh no.
Well, I never got to fight the High Priest, but I suppose, I guess they could wait.
We'll be back.
I mean, we could arrange for that fight to be before you leave, I guess. Seems kind of stupid to go to an arena fight when people are trying to kill you, though.
I shall take it under consideration.
Yeah, it's your call.
As far as supplies go, I think we're already kind of good. I can make food for everybody every day on my own.
What do you mean?
And
You can make food?
I have Goodberry is a first level spell.
Everyone
And
roll a 1d100 that's here.
Want us to eat berries?
100 is good berry tastes really good. 1 is good berry tastes like absolute shit. You
Well, I
can eat
don't
it,
need-
but it does not taste good.
The berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for one day.
It's just disgusting.
It's just disgusting.
Well, I mean, they
Well,
taste
Warden
good.
doesn't
Roll
even
1d100, Rockgut. Do you even
No,
like
it's
your
like
own
the-
spell?
That soylent stuff that the
It is.
silicon down.
I'm basically
So
just
like
saying,
green.
like, this is a fine spell, and you wouldn't have to really worry about provisions, but you do need to worry about, the other people traveling with you. And it's
psychological
kind of like,
damages.
is it even good or worth eating? Because this is an emergency good food spell, but it's not like
I'll roll
we can
for
only
Solros.
sustain ourselves on good berry.
Aros loves it.
Solros is a big fan.
Soros also takes
Rocket is
drugs
like,
and
I've had
from
way worse.
nondescript people.
Yeah, that's-
Rocket's had
that's
way
fine.
worse than this.
Yeah.
Mortez is used to a little finer dining, and
Yeah,
fucking
I
hates
think I will.
Goodberry. Vinny
Rocket
is not a
It's
fan.
no offense, but I kind of need a little protein.
Well, you
I
get
thought-
whatever you need. I'll be fine on my berries. And,
All right.
I'm ready to go whenever.
You
so
can-
you just tell me when.
You can cast this as Ricky now, helping y'all plan. Mr. Profashi has gone back to his desk.
Yeah.
Ricky's like,
Well,
you can cast that enough to, because you gotta take care of all the furbolgs too, that are traveling. with
Oh,
you.
of course.
I bet they love berries.
Beggars can't be
I mean, you can
choosers.
cast. You
I
have
can
enough to get it for everyone every day. Is what I mean.
I can make 40 berries.
Wow, that's wild.
How many
Rock
berries
out
do you
the
10
eat?
berries per
Noted.
spell.
Noted. When you have a druid in the party, supplies do not matter,
Hey man,
Well-
we gotta be good for something.
I don't know.
but they taste
40
like ass.
berries?
10 berries per spell slot. 4 first level spell slots. I guess I could use my higher level ones too.
Oh my god, do you get more berries if you do that?
Yeah.
No. Just
They just taste better.
it does take an action to eat the berry, so there's a trade-off there.
And does it do anything when you eat it aside from nourish you?
Restores 1 hit point.
Nice.
Oh, whoa. Could I smash a berry up in someone's unconscious mouth and heal them back to life?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how that works.
Eat it.
But maybe.
Everyone but
Eat the
Warden.
berry?
Everyone but Warden.
Yeah.
You can just
Everyone-
try to pulp it into Warden's mouth.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny.
Okay. That's fine.
While they're planning with, I guess, Ricky, I was going to sneak away and go in another room and make a phone call.
Before you do that, couple other quick points. Ricky will provide some cloaks to sort of disguise the furbolgs as they leave the city, so they don't stand out too obviously. They're still going to be 8 foot tall, cloaked figures walking about. And you also will all recall Horace of the Band of the Hawk was willing to travel with you, and he was going to show you all a few locations as well as help protect Silky's family. Do you want him to join you? And if so, you should probably message
Ricky?
Horace.
Horse.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a contact within the band of the Hawk to come with us.
Okay.
So,
We're all going to the same place, anyways, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of their quests, you know.
While they're arranging that, I would nudge Mortez and say, you tell Silky about the girl.
And I nod Sauros, and I'm like, Sauros, my friend, you are much better with these things. You tell Silky about the guy.
Silky say, I'm going to go help out with my family getting them ready. Y'all tell me whatever you need to tell me later. I'm sure it's not that important. Y'all don't have much to say anyway.
Why would it be?
Well, hell.
Well, hell.
Oh, eventually, Warden. The telling will be told. Ricky, can I have 4 of those cloaks?
Sure. And
All right.
gives you a few extra.
Peace. Okay.
I'll go with you, considering it's probably not safe in the sewers and or around.
Tomorrow morning, yeah, we'll lock this down and walk out with our companions, and we'll be on our way.
Okay. So you're gonna go in the morning, not now?
Yeah.
It's probably better at night, right?
Night. I mean, yeah, we could go now, I guess. 24 hours from nighttime, okay.
Totally your call.
Yeah. I mean, if Warden's, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that Warden is offering and he seems to want to go now. I'm not going to make him go when he doesn't really want to, because I definitely would probably prefer some escorting.
Well, we're going in the morning, right? We're trying to leave.
Yeah, I figured I'd wake up early, but you're right. You know what? I don't really want to wake up early.
I will go ask Rotcut for more dark vision.
Okay.
Boop.
Okay.
Vision applied. Just
Yeah,
don't
you
even
can
worry about it. It's you. I know what you want. Here, I'll give you some of that good.
You want some more dark vision?
You are being very useful, friend.
You know,
I
don't
shall
have
take
much
it into
else to do.
consideration.
Good. Anything to get back on your good side, big man.
Yeah. And if we're doing it at night, I guess I would take the skeletons with me whenever I go to sleep in the where we're staying. If they're in outfits and they're in cloaks, you know, it's not illegal per se.
A Profaci manor?
You could wash them.
Yeah.
They do smell,
Ah.
even to my sensibles.
I flip through my spell book, saying if there's a way to make them smell less bad, but I know there's not. How does one cover up sewer smell?
Well, regardless, we do not want to stay long in the sewers.
All right.
The hag is around.
It will just take a minute. And are we accosted, Dylan?
No. Nothing happens when you're down in the sewers.
Alright, then cast the spell, put the cloaks on. Alright, let's all go. And it's nighttime, right? So there's...
It is nighttime.
Okay, hopefully this goes well, you know? This is a
Better
test
than
run.
broad daylight.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
stealth checks as you get to some of the busier streets with some guards.
Okay.
Going down just to not attract attention, not make them make a perception check against your disguises.
Right, so, not me though, right? Or...
All of you. It's just
me.
your party
Okay.
in general.
Alright, that's me.
Yeah, okay. This guard is gonna. These guard patrols. There's 2 of them, and they're gonna take a perception check at you at advantage as they kind of like move to the other side of the street just to get a look at you to make sure that you're not doing anything wrong, as you're making a lot of noise moving around.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
at one
yeah.
point,
we got the-
Mortez like, shh, as Warden is like walking very loudly and like just clomping down. You're like, quiet, Warden! You are attracting too much attention. He yelled it. Yeah, I'll just. Okay. They get close. They get a look at you. give you a nod and keep going.
Warden blinks twice and continues to move.
Take the guns. Take the guns.
I guess it should have been 2 people at disadvantage. It's kind of dark, but yeah. Okay, so y'all are continuing to go. Getting into the worst parts of town now. Make another stealth check, both of you, for me.
Oh no.
Consistent.
You two are just the most, like, you're drawing all kinds of eyes. As you round the corner, a little ways
need
before the
different armor.
Profanci Tavern, you can see some, like, some brutes that try to get a little better look at you.
No, no, no.
Made sure to put on the.
One of them
Oh,
walks up.
I didn't mean to do that.
One of them walks
More
up and he's
vipers.
like, he's talking to, he seems to be, not looking at y'all for some reason. He's actually looking at the, what's the well-dressed lady like? You doing this part-time, yeah? He's talking to, like, the green skeleton.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Wanna
know what he's doing.
come get a drink or two, yeah?
I
Skeleton doesn't
stare at him
respond.
and say, I would back off, as they say.
Make an intimidation check. With advantage.
No.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, okay. Well, see you around. And he leaves.
Oh lord. I thought I was gonna have to make her kiss him.
That would most definitely reveal what she.
Oh yeah, but it would be a good laugh, and they were going to perhaps get revealed anyway. If you hadn't done that. Anyway, we're moving. Carry on, skeletons.
Okay. Y'all are able to get back to the Profanci estate, and you see.
Yes.
Do you want to navigate your skeletons to come inside, or like way on the grounds nearby?
Oh, I definitely inside.
Okay.
Preferably my room.
Yep, that's fine. So you get them into your room, drawing some weird looks from some of the helpers and from Upak, who's like looking at you from the second floor as they all come up. They don't stop you, but they're confused for certain, as you seem to be carrying what seems to be like a scuffed, muddied, bad-smelling mummers group. And it's pretty obvious in the daylight that these are more on the costume side for some of them.
You're right.
And you are able to haul them all into your room. They don't smell good, and when you eventually sit down to go to sleep, which doesn't have to be right this second, it's a bit odd to have 4 silent figures staring over you. You're used to just the one with Warden.
Can we come meet your friends?
Yeah,
Wow.
everyone make perception checks.
why
Rocket, as
room?
he like rocks them through the room.
I know exactly.
Not a one of you recognizes off the bat, although you could attempt to figure out. But Rocket, they scroll through, and you're like, "That's a skeleton. That's a skeleton. That's a skeleton."
That's skeleton.
You just tell from the way they walk.
I would have just assumed it was, even if I didn't know.
Yeah, but you could tell.
But-
Worry not.
This motherfucker.
Okay. Anything else y'all want to do before you go to sleep?
Well, I was a couple.
Oh,
things
you were going
to
to send a message. Yes, my mistake. What are you doing? My bad. I forgot about you.
I was going to. Can I get a recap exactly? So like, they discussed 3 missions that the band the Hawk was told to do.
Yep.
One of which resembled clearing out
Knowles.
One of which was to
goblins?
clear out.
a goblin place that
Yeah.
resembled. Would it have come to my mind that was what they were talking about? Do you think, or?
They said it was a old fortress that had been filled with goblins and an assorted army, or sort of assorted military group that seems to be headed by, or is predominantly made up of goblins, but has some other monster-like creatures within it.
Okay. Well, regardless, I'm going to get on the phone and I'll call Gron here
All right.
and I'll send him a message as I'll like
Pretend to be the
get
ghost.
my voice deeper.
Okay.
You know, I'll tell. Is it? How late is it? Is it late?
It's
I don't know how
it's like
goblins
10
sleep.
o'clock.
Okay. Okay, I'll send him a message. I'll be like,
Actually, I'll say it's about 8 or 9. Yeah, 9 o'clock.
let's see. Gron, it's the Gooch again. Just checking in.
Gron, it's the Gooch again. Just checking in. Okay. 8 words.
Any sight of enemies? Keep my words close.
9 words left.
Hope to hear back soon. It's a very friendly message from Gron.
You pooping?
My Lord Gooch, it's good to hear from you again. It is. Yeah, we had a couple of an adventuring party. What came down here? It was it was the dwarf you told me to watch out for, and I don't know. It seemed like about 25.
Okay, I will send a second message back. Like, sorry, Gron, I didn't catch what happened to the dwarf.
He's fine. He's fine. Yeah, I lost my train of thought because you interrupted me a bit there. But we were able to hide from him.
Wait, is that 25?
Nah, it's 22.
Oh.
He's yelling about.
I thought he ran out of words, but I just interrupted his thought process.
No, he ran out of words, but he was still talking.
Okay.
I love the god that doesn't know what his follower. Wait, I didn't catch that. What did you say, bro?
He thinks you can that you're just talking to him right now as a god, and that he's hearing.
I know.
That he's just hearing, and you're having a conversation. He doesn't realize he has a 25-word limit.
I know, and I can't tell him that.
Keeps
Hey,
talking.
I think we have a bad connection. Did you kill your son, Isaac? Did you? No.
I can't tell
It
him
was
that.
just...
Okay. All right. I'll send back one more message, and I'll say, I'm glad to hear you are safe. Be aware of further dangers, and just stay safe, okay? You're very special.
Oh. Right. Thank you, my lord. That means so much. Especially your other friend, Benny, and how special he was. Should we leave this place and look for somewhere safer?
Can't tell you.
What can I do to further glorify your name and make...
I'm sorry,
He's a
Gron,
long-winded goblin.
I'm not a spell slot, so I can't respond to you.
You're out of spell slots? Oh yeah, that's all your sending spells?
Ignore you now.
Like knocking on Saurus' door. Give me your potion of Tevia!
Yeah, Tevi. But I'm gonna gather the group who has not gone to bed, I guess. So
Okay. You're able to catch everyone as you,
May go knock on
you send
Mortez's door.
your sending spells and take some time to yourself, and you're able to catch Mortez after he's like putting his zombies to bed in his room, being like, "Stay still."
Guard me.
Got it. Oh, you want them to follow you then?
No. Oh, I figured they'd be asleep. They'd be by my bed.
Yeah. Okay. So you want them to guard your stuff while you are leaving the room to talk with Vinny or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guard this room. Oh wait, but only if they're being hostile. Only if they're being hostile.
They all nod at you.
Yeah.
All right.
And they nod in perfect unison.
Yo. All right. Okay. Yes, Vinny. How can I help?
I was a little concerned about one of the missions we have for the Band of the Hawk, the place that was described with the goblins overrunning, did that sound familiar to y'all as
Should I do
Sunless
a
Citadel, perhaps?
intelligence check
Sure.
or wisdom?
You make an intelligence check. So, with your intelligence check, you will remember something that I didn't do but should have, which is that they told you the towns they were nearby. Hang on. Town nearest the Brazilian forest that's being endangered and needs to be protected is called Auchendale. The town close to the Fort of Goblins, Aberdeen. And the town being threatened by gnolls is Luton. Luton.
Oh.
No mention of Oakhurst.
Oh. That is a bit of a similar sounding name. Oakendale, but not Oakhurst, right?
Sure.
Is that what you said?
That's what I'll make it.
Mm-hmm.
Auchendale is a separate town, but yeah, so Auchendale.
Vinny
the
gets
one
confused.
near the
by words that
Brazilian
sound
forest.
the same. So, okay. So you don't think that's the same place then?
I mean, how far? Why are you so concerned about the goblins?
I just don't want. I don't want to be part of a raid that goes in and kills.
Wait. What do you mean a part of?
We killed most of the goblins
Yeah,
earlier.
what-
Well, not
what-
most, but some.
We killed the bad goblin. We killed the hobgoblin, and we killed the rebellious one. But we helped out, and
Right, but why are we so concerned about these goblins? I mean, I'm confused. This is the first time I think I'm.
They seem
Can
to
you-
be having a great time before we came.
I speak goblin, and I was able to connect with them on a level.
Wait,
So
connect how? Wait. What
we need
what is
to-
going on here?
you saw me speak to Gron.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Gron. I don't think about Gron
You
since you
speak to
brought him
Gron
up.
in his own language.
Well, no, but I spoke to him in common. I mean, he speaks common. But I am not thinking about Gron when I hear
You wouldn't
old
want-
goblin.
You wouldn't want
What
to
did-
kill Gron, though.
Well, no,
assume
I
if
don't
you
want to
met
kill Gron. I sure, but like, why are we? Why are you so invested in this Gron goblin, huh?
I mean,
I
would
almost
just
killed
assume-
Kron.
I thought
Yeah.
he was already dead to some other creature down there.
No, I just talked to Gron.
Wait, well, why are you?
Why do you-
How and why?
I can I can communicate. I put my.
Yeah, he did it to me
finger-
earlier.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the concept of
I
sending.
can do it to anybody.
Right,
across
you
the
could do
world.
it to anyone across the world, and you choose a goblin.
Hey,
Why?
Some people don't have as many connections as you, and so how they choose to spend their time is their own like.
Are you trying to fuck Gron?
I mean, I don't want to speak.
You were off base. I have plenty of friends. Okay, we don't need to
It's
say
okay
like, oh,
if you do.
Gron's your only friend. No, I have plenty of friends. Also, I'm not attracted to Gron. He is a goblin.
What is your investment in Gron? I'm just still confused. Why are you talking to him?
I know it's hard for single humans out there these days. It's hard to connect, but I'm sure we could find you a friend that's not a goblin, and in the same town.
I'm almost about to go to bed here. This is.
No, wait, no! You cannot just drop this bomb on us and just leave.
What's bomb? There's no bomb. I was just
Why are
asking.
you talking to a goblin still? What do you talk about?
So
Do you have a little journal? Do you write them sometimes? You pen
don't-
pals?
I don't know if Gron can read. I don't get the impression that he's much of a writer or a reader.
goblin.
But we talk about just how things are down there.
Uh-huh.
How are you feeling down there?
This is just very curious.
Can I smack him upside the head with a
What?
Yeah, make a attack roll,
No.
unarmed. Morteza, make a dexterity saving throw.
I'll shield it. I swear to God, I'll do it.
Yeah. You're with your armor class is like 17 though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say because you rolled a 1 on a dexterity saving throw, you're not seeing this coming though, so you would need to shield it. As you see him
No.
take a swing and you
No.
don't have a reaction.
I was hitting rock gut.
Oh, rock gut. Oh, rock
He's
gut.
the one
Rock
being
gut. What's
weird
your
about
what's
this.
your armor?
Oh, I'm casting Steve.
Okay, so
This
as you go to smack the back of his head, suddenly you find your hand colliding with Steve, who stands before you. Pow! Gets smacked across the face, and then just kind of like comes back and looks at you, pretty nonplussed. Doesn't seem bothered.
See, this is how you make friends, right here.
Now I'm even more confused. What is going on?
Then you do not make me restrain you.
I
Okay,
think we might need to have a
You have
committee.
time for a story, I guess.
I have all the time in the world for
Okay,
this.
not going anywhere.
For any explanation of this.
Okay. So, I have a connection with goblins. Do you not think it was... Never told you how I learned how to speak goblin, right? I mean, I'm a small farm boy. I didn't go to school like you or anything, but to keep things short here, before I met y'all, I was adventuring just on my own. I left my village and I was waylaid, kidnapped by goblins, as they are wont to do. You know, that's what they do. And they kidnapped me, and they were like this close to just like slitting my throat. You know, they had me like tied up. They were about to kill me, and they were. I'm not good at doing Gron's voice, but to do a bad illustration here, they were like, "Aye, why we gonna kill you? Why you gonna? Unless you can do something to say we shouldn't kill you, we gonna kill you." Right? That's pretty bad, right? But point being, I didn't.
Was
I
it
didn't.
Gron? Or
It
was
was-
it just some other goblins?
It was some other goblin.
Oh,
Not all
okay.
goblins look alike. We don't need to get into this again with the tieflings and whatever. But
Okay.
the point being, long story short, I was able to, using my healing abilities, show them a little something, and it saved my life, right?
Okay.
I was this close to dying, and I noticed there was like an old lady in the corner, I think, an old lady goblin. She had something wrong with her arm,
Ooh.
and I like healed her, whatever. And they were like shocked. You know, they didn't know what to do. But what they didn't do was kill me. So they were like basically held me prisoner there for a while. And they made me heal everybody there. Wow. So I learned the language a little bit, and they asked, how are you able to do this? Are you like a wizard or something? And I didn't have a very good answer for them in that moment. Sorry, the music's too loud.
But you do now?
Sorry.
But I told them that I received my powers from a divine being who is friendly to humans and to goblins. You know, something that would make it seem like we could coexist, right? Because a lot of people I know, y'all in particular, not friendly to goblins, and I assume most of the current gods they're probably not big fans of, right? So
Okay.
I just said, no, they come from a divine power that
Morteza,
is friendly.
Make a religion check, Morteza.
Friendly to goblins and to humans. And they were fascinated by this, and they were like, "What's his name? What's his name?" And I did not have I didn't know Goblin at the time, so I just racked my fear-riddled brain and tried to think of a word in that moment that sounded like what I thought Goblin was, and stop me if you've heard this word mentioned before, but I said it was gooch.
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 Like the
I have not heard
word?
this word.
You see, I was not made aware of the other meaning for that
Oh,
word
you didn't.
until
Wait, what is
didn't
the other
know.
meaning?
Oh
is-
man.
I am not
Oh,
familiar with
it's
this.
like
word.
a part of it's an anatomical term for
Yeah.
slang, very crude for
Mm.
where the sun don't shine. One might say, right?
Oh, like a butt?
No,
Like a
no.
butt?
No,
buttocks?
because your butt is. People have seen your butt before.
It certainly does not shine. I do not know about yours, Vinny, but
It's like in between. Regardless,
okay.
it is
okay.
not based on that. That was just a
Mm.
sound that I thought I'd heard them make before, and it sounded right to me, and they bought it. They were like,
Till I know what the word is.
But I mean, Morteza should then, if he's describing the right place.
Oh, I just figured I wouldn't
Perineum.
know it in common. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty well-known word where I come from. So.
is it?
Oh yeah.
No, I was trying to send you the actual word that Morteza would be like, "Oh, you mean?" and he'd give them like the scientific word.
I gotcha.
You-
Of course. You mean? I believe the technical term, Vinny, is perennial.
I'm not familiar with these words or your humanoid anatomy.
I wonder.
I think you have one word then.
I'm the medicine guy around here, clearly. Anyways,
Vinny, does he have a perennial?
I could probably see it right now if he turns around. I don't think so. I
Anyway,
think it's just
anyway.
one metal hunk, whatever. The
You
point
said
is
gooch.
gooch, and they bought it.
Warden just has a metal because he's in plate armor. Technically,
Yeah.
there is an area that would protect the crotch in said armor, so Warden has a bulge
Right now.
and a butt-ish portion of the armor, or an area that would
Okay.
protect, like kind of the skirt that goes below over the butt.
Gooch got it.
So
So you invented a deity?
yeah, so like imagine like they're just like sitting there, and I said, "Oh, I serve a powerful entity who welcomes the worship of humans and goblins alike." And I said, "His name's Gooch," and they're listening, and then they hear me say that. We can't really understand each other very well, but I say it very solemnly, right? Gooch. And then all the goblins in the room, kind of comically, start saying it to themselves, just like chanting, like gooch, gooch, gooch. It's like a building crescendo of sorts, in this hut. And they never heard of him before because
I will also say, Vinny, that when they started chanting, you actually began to feel some energy flowing through you that you had felt before, but not quite to the same degree.
sure. But we stayed there. I stayed there until I had healed them all up. Then I let them go. No, sorry, they let me go, obviously. And I told them that they were now followers of
The
this
gooch.
entity, and to, not harass people anymore. That was the main kind of thing I was hoping for, because I was hoping to not manipulate per se, but like teach them that they can exist in this world without, waylaying strangers, kidnapping, murdering, etc. So, with that being done,
Huh.
I came upon y'all in Oakhurst. Coincidentally, go and see more goblins in the Sunless Citadel. it's on the mind. I talked to them.
Hmm.
Talked to them about the gooch and Gron being my main go-between. So it's really just a marketing thing now, I guess.
For
Hey,
a fake god.
Well, you say that, but I mean, I don't know. I
Don't get me wrong.
think
I'm
he's
sure there could be a gooch out there. In fact, I'm sure there's a gooch very close to me right now.
Yes, you
But-
understand. Yes, you understand.
I think I'm gonna have to change my perception of you going forward, Vinny. I thought you were this goody two shoes who wouldn't lie to anybody, but here you go, making up some bullshit.
It's not necessarily because, like, I mean,
I mean-
powers come from somewhere, right? Like
I
I can't just like regular people
deny.
can't just turn into harpies whenever they want or heal people whenever they want or
I can't deny your ability
Make
to
two
lay
of
on
myself.
hands is very nice, but I might have to reconsider if it's the gooch laying hands on me through you.
if you don't
know.
like the name, you don't have to use the name. Okay.
it's not the name
Oh,
that
that's-
concerns me.
I mean,
This
that's all I'm gonna call you from now on, little Gucci boy.
Oh,
this feels like blasphemy, but I am not well versed, so I
But
shall
yes.
reserve judgment.
you can consider me, I guess, the Hockney of the Gooch, right? The
I mean,
cleric, archmage, however you want to describe me, or it's all complete bullshit, and I have no idea. I truly don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
for-
there's some divine being out there who's taken offense to Vinny here, trying to blame his powers on somebody else, but I'm sure they just think he's an idiot. And
I would hope so. The gods will not take kindly to. Well,
he's not.
I don't know how the gods would take this. Honestly,
I think it'd be different if he was saying that the Gooch was better than all the other gods. You're not doing that, right?
Right. Nor am I saying that I am a god. Right.
Right? You're just a
Well-
prophet.
Right.
Technically, that might not be true because when I call Gron, I pretend like I am him, like I'm speaking, because it's easier for him to understand. Right.
Uh-huh. So
So it
you
might
are a god.
No.
You are the Gooch.
The
very-
goose is you.
It's very complicated.
Uh,
In my experience, I have used my duplicate
As
to
the Gooch.
yes.
okay. I think I'm getting it now. Do I know anything about how gods are incepted? Could a god be purely made by the collective unconscious of a bunch of goblins and a farm boy?
Only if there's an
So-
unkillable weasel.
Make
Yeah.
another religion check. I will say all of you are aware that while there's a major pantheon of good roll, while there's a major pantheon of gods, there are other lesser gods that
Right.
attribute their power to those gods to some degree or are specific to some groups. With your roll, you have heard of some cases where belief and worship does elevate power. It's like a congregation of divine energy that comes from all these other beings, giving it weight. And the one that jumps out to you culturally as the most obvious, and there are some older historical examples, but there's one that's going on even in modern times with the dwarves, where they actually revere those that accomplish great things in life and hold them up as what they call their ancestral gods, their paragons of dwarven kind. And to your knowledge, their worship and the recognition of their deeds in life actually grants them a higher status, and some of them do actually ascend to divinity. because of this. You also would be aware of spending a little bit more time thinking of it that most gods think goblins are kind of worthless. Their belief in whatever small amounts of energies that they accumulate in life may not really be going to any deity in particular at the moment.
So, Vinny, what's your plan with this? Are you just going to keep trying to recruit goblins to the cause?
Well, the main thing right now is more of a do no harm approach now, right? Simply the goblins who I do talk with, I try to encourage a message of peace and commonality. Like when I've talked to Gron, I've tried to, because remember when we left, he was like, yeah, we're gonna go kick the kobolds butt, you know, like
right,
they were gearing up for war. I've like tried to speak to them in ways that encourage peace and less violence, both within goblin kind and with how they interact with the world. So you can understand why I would be upset if we went to a city and started killing goblins.
Sure. I mean, I
Rock,
don't imagine.
Rocket, yeah, I mean, you had some concerns about me playing God, but it's funny because this whole time, Vinny has been playing a God.
You got me there. That is certainly
What are the chances?
changing my outlook and perception on things. Because, yeah, like you said, it's one thing to have ideals and aspirations. It's another to actually act on them.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, Vinny, but I'm saying you might want to be careful. This kind of sounds like a runaway bolter.
I mean, I appreciate the idea of trying to accrue peace and make the goblins not be complete idiots.
Sure.
You know, they're not the nicest neighbors, but I don't know if it's quite appropriate to be a stand-in for any other divine being. I don't know exactly how it all works out, but I imagine they might not take too kindly if you take it too far. Which is kind of my approach to this whole Morteza situation thing, too. You know, since we're on the topic.
I mean, I guess, but
Speak about moderation a lot.
what kind of energy does the goose give off? What kind of, is it a good entity? I would
foul.
guess so.
It's pretty nasty. It smells like ass.
Let me ascertain for myself, and I'll use my divine sense.
Okay. Is it
just-
a
Just to see if what kind of
Vinny gives off, I believe, a good energy.
I'm good.
Well, I mean, the gooch is Vinny, so the Vinny is.
There is this sort of like veil about him. Make a. I'll say you can do Arcana or Perception to try to learn a little more.
both are bad, so it doesn't.
What do you want from me, man? No,
Oh.
he seems good. I mean, it might be. It's hard to tell if it's Vinny or the Gooch, or are they the same?
Well,
I mean,
if it came.
I mean, certainly, I'm not trying to make things overly complicated for them. You know, like there are some
Just for the DM.
schools with clerics that go to school for years for theology, and there's deep lore, and there's books.
Yeah, I've dabbled. It wasn't for me, but
Right.
I know a little bit.
When you're trying
It's
to
not-
communicate with goblins, you kind of have to meet them where they are, right? So I mean,
Come
You
as
are
you
gonna-
are. Yes.
you are going to have a bit more of a, I don't know, a noxious flavor to it, perhaps. Maybe something some might call like chaotic or trickery, perhaps, of sorts. But the intent is good. though, right?
I mean, it's I guess
Right?
like an arrow, right? That's where you point it.
Yeah. And like right now, the arrow, as they currently exist, like it's hard to imagine them behaving peacefully and wanting to seek tenets of peace and harmony without a bit of a push, right? Like this wouldn't happen without something prodding them. So that makes me feel a little better about perhaps deceiving them.
What? Okay, so you say
That
that
might be the only way.
there is some trickery or deceit perhaps associated with this. I
I'm
mean, I
not the
can't.
god, yes.
No, I know, but I can't think but help that what a delicious irony that is a god of deceit incepted by an act of deceit, or
Oh, yeah.
is this an elaborate prank? I mean, I don't know, but I think it lends more power to its,
I mean, again, this all simply started because they had a knife at my throat and were going to kill me unless I did something for them. So
Yes, the patron saint of kidnapped farm boys
they
and now
pre-
goblins.
I shouldn't say they because that is crude and not the vibe I'm going for. But that particular group of goblins started this.
I mean, until I see otherwise, I think most goblins act in pretty similar fashions.
Well, we'll see how these gooch goblins go.
Well, the whole point I'm saying is I don't want to encounter the gooch goblins when we are with the Band of the Hawk, right? Because mercenaries.
Now I understand the worry.
Goblins have a purpose. Mercenaries also have a purpose, right?
But hypothetically speaking, if we encounter goblins just through no fault of our own, are you going to try and preach to them instead of defending us?
I mean, if it came to it, I would obviously protect y'all, but I would like to,
Have a
negotiate chat beforehand. As we did in the tunnels. Like, I remember Warden killed a few of them, as was his rights. Very simple, because we were in a narrow hallway, right? There was no time for chatting at all.
Right, Warden? There was no time? No time for the chat?
I give no promises in the future. He knows this.
Yes.
Alright. Well, I mean...
As long as everybody's heart is in the right.
Are you wanting us to preach the truth of the gooch to any goblins we encounter?
If you encounter them without me, you are free to ask if they've heard of the gooch, and if not, encourage them to do their own research.
I got the YouTube videos you'd like.
Do your own research. I got a pamphlet. Do your own research.
Of sorts, I mean, usually we're together, so I don't think that would be a huge issue. But I would say don't immediately resort to violence, because as I think I've seen with Gron and with the ones in the Citadel that we can change them.
So what do you think? You don't think that these these Aberdeen goblins, you think they are your gooch devotees?
Well, that's what I was concerned about, but I don't believe that's the case, because that's not a city I've never heard of before.
Okay, well, maybe they are potential converts or potential victims of the Band of the Hawk. Who knows?
Right, and I would appreciate all of y'all's help if we could somehow, manage to still stay loyal to our goal of helping the mercenaries, but also,
Do you think it's worth, telling the mercenaries before?
Well, I think we could perhaps, I don't know, beat them there, or
I see.
them somehow,
So should this be the first place we go to?
I mean, that's why we're having this conversation. Ricky, have you been here the whole time?
No, they're not there.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm comfortable trying to subvert the Band of the Hawks contracts. That seems to be taking it a
Their
little
contract
too far.
is to, I will say, the specifics of their contracts was we need, while the force that is in this fort has not yet been aggressive, that they need to be ousted from it and ideally routed.
Well,
But the
if you want to have the
key part was they need them out of that fort.
Perhaps you can convince them to go on embark on a goblin crusade for Gooch.
I think you're
If you
thinking
wanna-
a bit too far ahead of this. I have no purpose with such a what?
Well, a crusade that would get them out and doing something for the Gooch. Perhaps obtaining a sacred Gooch relic. You know,
Stretch their
reclaim
legs.
sacred Gooch land.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, come up with
Oh.
some farcical trinket for them to go on the search for.
Yeah, or be my rock of this Gooch church and build a cathedral or something.
Yeah, it's always
Productive
good to-
energy.
like I was telling those kids
Okay.
earlier, it's good to channel that energy in productive ways.
Hell, maybe they could have been Gooch devotees if we had convinced them. Harness that youthful energy.
Well, we can try messaging them tomorrow. See if they'd be down to preach about the Gooch while we're out of town.
Why can't who? Wait, who?
The
those
ruffians.
Those
Oh.
nice young folks that were working with Rory.
That wants to scare straight.
Well, I suppose that's possible. I mean, again,
You
it's
said
not
the
like
Gooch
there's
is-
a
The Gooch is friend,
human-
goblin, and human.
Yeah,
goblin.
human-goblin relations.
Warden starts walking away and saying, I do not need your lesser deity or this other deity.
Okay.
Not worthy. Yes,
So
probably
I think
not.
I think to
Don't
to
go in
move-
Mortez's room if
to
you're
move it
on your head.
along. Everyone's able
That's
to
fine.
take these interesting talks and take a nice rest before
Right.
preparing to head out. Rocket, make a wisdom saving throw. as
Let's
you
go.
to sleep.
Keep making these until I figure out what the hell I missed.
Your dreams are
Oh.
shadowed. As you fall asleep, you are brought back to your family's tragedy. And we can drop down if you would want this to be in private.
No, it's fine.
Okay. You see terrible, grotesque figures. You weren't there for the raid on your village. But in this moment you are. Huddled. Watching from a hiding place that you can't even seem to pull yourself out of. You see your brothers, your father, your mother being butchered. Your mother and oldest brother. I think you had an older brother, correct? Too?
Let me double check. One older sister.
One
But it
older
could be brother
sister.
if you want.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. You see your oldest sister being pulled deeper and deeper into the tunnels until she's out of sight, screaming. You recognize these blight spawn, grotesque creatures with pustules growing out of them, all sorts of different shapes and sizes, stemming from the corrupted creatures that they once were. Some the size of ogres or giants, thrashing about through your home, destroying everything. You watch as it picks one up, a gnome that you recognize, a respected elder of your community, crunches into the head, and the sound is the worst part of it as you begin to close your eyes in the dream, and the screams. Imagined. Again, you weren't there, you never saw this in person, but it's horrible. You focus and try to get through it. Try to just blot it out. But Right when you think it's over and the raid is done and all the people are done dying, it starts again. It's like you're back from the top, but now seeing it from a different angle. And you look around wildly, thinking how you might be able to just avert your eyes, blot out the sound, and you see your sister. I'm sorry, your mother. Waiting at the back of a tunnel, gesturing for you to come towards her, and you're able to squeeze through. Rushing forward into her arms, and throwing yours about her and giving her a hug, and she pats your head ever so gently. And you look up into her eyes, and these hideous yellow eyes stare down into yours. Shh. Worry not, dearie. You will face so many twisted words, but beware most the twisted hands, for they will try to own these lands. Shh. Sleep. Don't think about the pain. And you're able to fall back and escape this dream, but your sleep, your rest is fitful, racked in pain. And when you do awake, you take 15 points of damage
Ooh.
Ooh.
and are exhausted.
Oh.
As you
Oh
gain
no.
no benefit from a long rest.
Oh
Form
no.
of exhaustion.
No
Fuck
more
yeah.
berries for us.
I mean, he still has his spells.
Yeah.
So disadvantage.
got him.
ability
You
check.
wake up in
Oh god.
a sweat, panting in your bed. About 6 in
Jesus.
the morning.
I'm not going back to sleep. I'm just gonna go watch the sunrise outside. Go find a tree to lie against.
Vinny,
Go find Warden.
you also
Yeah.
have a dream.
Oh no.
Vinny, as you fall to sleep, you find yourself eyes opening, suddenly awake. It's deep, deep at night. There's no sounds coming from the house, but sat on your chest is a figure you've seen before. This small, slightly glowing, silvery goblin creature with a tall hat twisted at the top downwards, a wide grin of many teeth looking at your face as it crouches on your chest. And it extends its hands forward and goes like, "Come here, come here." Like it wants you to take its hands. What was that?
He's like extending out his hands.
Yeah, he's like doing like, come here, and like holding his hands out towards you. Sat
I
on
will-
your chest.
I'll give him my hands, I guess. That's what he's asking for.
So as you put your hands in his, he pushes off your chest, leaping up, and he pulls you with him. And you find yourself drifting up through the walls and ceiling of the Profashi Manor as you begin to drift over Kirkwall and over the mountains, and eventually over a verdant forest that you realize must be Silky's home. But you keep going further north. You can see Starkhaven on the horizon. It's dark, but you're sure that landmass and some lights are in the right spot, and you eventually make it to another place you recognize. The Sunless Citadel. As you get pulled down into the fortress, you see in a makeshift shrine Gron, kneeled before a small altar. A crudely made wood carving in your likeness sat before him, and some candles lit about him. My lord, I thank you for your words today. They meant the world to me. The small silvery goblin sets you aside, and he's like running around the little area, running up to Garan, and he's like, "What? Please, I need guidance, Lord. Do we need to leave this place? Is it dangerous? What are your tenants? It's not. We've kept the peace, and the kobolds, they like you too now. But what do I need to do?" And the silvery goblin is flitted around the chamber and is like looking over at you while it bends down and looks like it's about to like blow out a candle, and it's looking over at you for approval, Vinny.
To blow out the candle?
It's just kind of fucking around, like to knock over a candle or to blow it out, or
Oh, I understand.
he's like about to like kick it over, and he like looks over at you like, "Can I?" You not. He knocks it about and it falls. You can see it fall onto the floor as oil and wax spilling out. And the light snuffs out and goes, "Oh! Is that you, my lord?" And the goblin is like, the silver goblin is like fallen back onto its back and is like rolling around laughing. Is that a sign that I need to leave? What are you doing, Betty, if anything?
I want him to leave, so the goblin's just
Goblin's
Is
just
he-
rolling around on the floor having a giggle.
oh,
The
okay. I
silver
probably
goblin.
can't.
Oh, you ever laugh, boy?
I probably can't control him, so I'll
You could try.
I'll shake my head like no at him, like I don't do anything else.
Okay, make a persuasion check. He sees you and he smiles again and he runs over to the figure of Vinny and he's like about to flick it and he looks at you again. You don't want him to do it?
I don't want him to. I don't want him to make him leave his house.
Make another,
No
persuasion,
reason.
make another persuasion check to try to stop the goblin. What are you saying to
Am
the
I shaking-
silvery goblin? Or doing? You could try to do something. Like, what are you doing, if anything?
And am I like watching through a window, or am I just like?
You are there in a spectral manner.
Oh,
watching.
okay.
You are in the room. Logron can't seem to see either of you.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will.
You got Peter Panned over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Ah, shoot, I don't know what to do. I'll,
Okay. You got 5
I was
seconds to figure out. You can either decide to try to persuade
I
him
was-
again or do something.
in the dream world, I'm just like, please don't. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The goblin, the little silver goblin, looks kind of like. He like pokes at it and it wiggles a bit, but he doesn't knock it over. And he like sits back and he's pouting now against the back of the shrine. I don't know what that means, my lord. I will converse with your other followers. Thank you, as always, for the great wisdom you give me in the place of darkness, Gooch. And you can see the goblin giggling, and the little silvery goblin looks over at you and he goes, and you're gone. And he seems to have stayed behind.
Oh. Okay.
As you
Curious.
basically get like pushed back outwards and go back the way you came, and he doesn't come with you. And you return to your bed in your body. And the rest of your night is very peaceful.
Okay.
You also awaken quite early. And as you stroll out into the room, you can see a sweaty and wide-faced rock cut looking at the sunset off a balcony, or sunrise on a balcony. As you can hear the sounds of everyone beginning to awaken. It's early, but a good time to get started on a journey, as y'all have the opportunity now to finish your journey, or begin your journey with Silky's family and leave Kirkwall.
Are you okay? You look like you kind of...
Huh? Oh,
Did you fall
Yeah.
off your bed? What happened?
no, it's all right. I just
You're actually talking to Sam.
no, I just had a rough night's sleep. You know, can never sleep before these big trips. Just thinking about stuff.
I didn't mean to dump too much on you last night. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're all right. It's just it's always interesting learning about people. There's always more to them than you think. And
Yeah.
plenty to think about, that's for sure. Plenty to think about.
We got a lot to do.
It's gonna be a big day. Are we taking those skeletons with us?
Am I here?
The what?
Yeah, you're waking up, Morteza. You can see your friends.
We're out. outside.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah, I mean the skeletons are with me.
But
I don't think I've noticed them yet. I'm like, what?
you didn't see them come in last night. They were
No.
God. People need to learn how the undead move. It's not natural.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna like get up close to one of them and like.
They're not
Look at
out
it.
there with you. They're in Morteza's
We're
room.
outside.
Yeah, y'all.
Oh, I
they
thought
aren't
they
there with you right now. No, Morteza did not come join.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Mortez is having a bone party in his room.
Bone?
Okay.
Bones. So, well, we'll stick him in the back of the caravan or whatever we're doing. We'll be fine. I
Well,
hope.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've come around a little bit on it.
I haven't, but
No.
you know, he's not going anywhere, and Warden doesn't want to go anywhere without him, and we kind of need him. You know, you don't rack up an 8,000 gold bounty for nothing. So,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
a lot of
Wait,
money.
what happened?
Oh yeah.
You have
Warden's
the
worth a
second
shit
highest
ton of money.
bounty. You should be pretty happy.
Yeah.
Warden's just getting a big one because he's a warforged that they're in love with.
Wait, how did he get a bounty?
All of you.
Oh, we all have
All of
one.
you have a price
We
on
all
your
have
head.
From what?
Take a wild guess.
Check out these posters we got.
It's not like a report to the office of the law. It's a hey, if you kill this person for me, I'll pay you this.
Just
I'll hand-
local gangs.
Given out to
like
criminals and assassins.
Okay.
You're only worth 4,000, so you should be insulted.
Am I the second highest?
You were.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Mortez is worth more than the rest of us.
Wait, Morteza?
No, Morteza's worth less than you, but more than
Yeah,
me
no.
and Saurus and Rocket at the moment.
Yeah, the rest.
Third best.
It's my blood. It's my special blood.
I think that's it's Ricky waking up to make us all breakfast. So
Although in retrospect, Rocket did rub poop on his face. Maybe that should have been another 500 gold.
it's the insult.
Oh yeah. The poop.
So everyone begins to arise, and pretty quickly some quick food and travel rations are getting underway. And Silky's family is fitted with some cloaks to at least not make them stand out as furbolgs, although again still 8 feet tall, cloaked travelers. And they'll show you a quick way out of town. Only you have to like curve around the city a little bit near the outskirts to get onto the road towards the forest that you're headed towards. Are you sending a message or anything to get in contact with Horus?
That's your purview. Vinny, I'll let you make that call.
I feel like we can just meet up with them, right? Like, I mean, I don't want to, like, be have Ames counter to his in front of him. You know, I feel like that could be a little tough.
Do you want to tell them that we're going on ahead, or
Yes,
And you can explain it to him.
in
I just don't know what's polite.
in 25 words. Yes, of course. Let me. Does he know where we're meeting? I mean, he knows where his band is, of course.
Right.
And
He is
where
the
does-
one who's going to take us there.
Oh, shoot.
He's coming with us so that, we can all arrive there and
So we do
join up
need
with
it
the band.
then.
I was just thinking, like, man, what am I gonna do if they just leave him there? I guess that's fine. Be kind of funny.
We can ask where the Band of the Hawk is, but I mean, I don't think they'd take too kindly to us just ditching one of their guys in town.
No, we shouldn't ditch
We
him.
had lunch with Mr. Profaci? Fuck!
We shouldn't ditch him. No, you're right. We can bring him along. It's fine.
And on the road, you can tell them all about the Gooch. And
Yeah.
Do you
Right.
think he
There
would?
was a huge lore dump.
Do
You
you
didn't
think-
miss anything,
Huge
did you?
lord,
Big dump straight from the gooch.
oh,
Jeez.
yeah,
Big old
maybe you
gooch
can
dump.
get a new
I'll
follower.
summarize it for people who weren't here in a text. But okay, I'll message him here. Say, morning, Horace. We're at the Profaci Manor, waiting to depart. We are ready to go. Just need you. So, want to come here? Cool.
I mean, you got more
That's-
words. Is that it?
No, that's it.
Yeah, pooping?
Hey, Vinny. Good to hear from you.
I don't think we've ever spoken before.
You were actually, yeah. I guess you haven't because you weren't at the tavern. Hi, I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
If you are with the party of Silky and Morteza, I'm happy to meet y'all as I was supposed to travel with you. I don't know where the location you just described is. I can meet you at the, if it works, and he'll mention a place in the city that is going to be...
Old Man's Rock.
I'll meet you at,
The blurry dove.
the Targan Gate, or out in Darrowtown if you prefer. That's the way we need to go.
It's gonna make me use another spell slot.
Let me know.
Brought this upon yourself.
It's you're not wrong. It's me, Vinny. The Targan Gate sounds good. We'll head over there.
Sounds good.
Post haste.
Nice to meet you, Vinny. Looking forward to it being in person. I'll head there now. See you in about an hour. All right.
We got an hour. Let's go.
And Dylan, to confirm, my actual family is coming, correct?
So you want to bring all your family?
Yeah, like Mank, Maggie, and Vinny.
Mank and Maggie are gonna be kind of not as interested in going right now. I've got a Silky. I got a life here. I gotta take care of my shop. I can't just be closing it for weeks and weeks. You know, I got business. I mean, not to say that I don't miss the extended family, but already just having to hide out here has been a little enough for me. But if you're gonna take me,
Are you saying
Junior,
you hate your family?
do
you
you?
want to
you
make
didn't-
little Vinny walk all the way home?
Well, you didn't exactly raise me to love them. You always talked all bad about them and kept me away from them.
Now I want to take you there.
I've been
To
there.
be excited and great. You've been there 50 years ago? I don't even think little Vinny's even been.
I have things to do and customers to keep happy. If I'm gone for a month, they're gonna think my store's closed up and all my stuff's gonna get
Don't you have
stolen.
employees who can
No!
run the shop?
No, it's a
What kind-
one-man store. I do it all. I'm not hearing any of this rant because you muted for a half bit there.
Oh, hang on.
It's just like how Dylan's mic blows out whenever he
When
yells.
he's
Do you
yelling.
hear me now?
Does it really? Oh man.
Yeah.
When you're like
When
your
you're really
mouth
yelling.
big, when you're yelling, it's always just silence.
We need to get you a pop filter.
That's funny. I'll get a better mic or something.
Poo poo.
I hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
Look, I give you some money to help keep the shop open. Will you come along? The family will be very grateful
I'd rather
to
just.
see you, and I think it'll be good
second.
for Vinny to
Yeah,
be
what's
there.
up?
I just want to say hi.
Hey, are you leaving?
I just came to eat dinner and I'm gonna go back because I have some.
Ask
I'll be down
Monty.
in like 20 minutes.
That's not Monty. That's Audrey.
Okay.
I think it's Audrey.
Everyone in
Looks like
Dylan's
Audrey.
house's name is Monty,
That's true.
and you can't tell me.
Including the dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe Marla's complimenting me on my email.
No, that was Audrey.
I wrote today.
Audrey was just coming. Was just popping in.
Yeah.
Tell me something.
We knew it.
You knew it.
We knew it was her.
That would be the long shot guess. All right. Fucking. So Mink and Maggie are resistant to going, and it's not about the money. It's about the life that they're trying to maintain. And Maggie's got children to teach. They are open to Vinny Jr. going with you and them staying. But you can make a persuasion check if you want them all to come.
That's some terrible parenting.
But I would
right
say that
there.
they're like, all right, you know, it's okay for Vinny Jr. to go and see his ancestors and take a trip, and I hope with some Furbolg's his own age, which is hard and rare. But you know, it'll be like a little like a month trip, and he'll come back. And honestly, maybe that's safer because you know Silky's in trouble, but like we need to also take care of the shop and these other kids that she's teaching. So you can make a persuasion check if you want them all to come, or you can take Vinny Jr. Mink Jr.
Well, fuck it. I like Vinny Jr. the most. I'm gonna take him by himself. He's my pride and joy.
I swear to God, Silky, if you put one hair on his head is wrong when he comes back, you take good care of him.
If he's gonna want to come back.
Just, don't say that. At least not in front of Maggie. God.
And why are you calling me Silky? It's Ma.
Yes, Ma. I'm gonna go talk to my boy. And he's giving Vinny a talking to. You're gonna be okay with Grandma Silky, and she's gonna take care of you, and you know you're gonna go see your family. They're good folks, okay? You're gonna learn about Furbolg culture. It's a good experience. You stay safe, yeah. We'll see you again soon, okay? He's like, oh boy, yeah! I can't wait!
And
I
you
get to go on an adventure with Grandma Silky!
Thunder for you to ride.
Yes!
Went out for me again.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Me? No, he's just cheering. He's like, yes, I get to ride Thunder! And he's excited for the adventure.
Did Warden agree to this?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
He's being
I doubt you got
voluntold.
consulted. Okay. So,
Silky, you done in there? We're about to head out. Everybody coming?
all of the Furbolgs and all of Silky's family and Vinny Jr., Mink Jr., but not Mink and Maggie, will be accompanying you on this adventure.
Couldn't you get your kids to come with? Nice.
The best one coming with us.
You're right. You're right. Happy to have you aboard, VJ.
All right. You got 3,000 gold burning a hole in your pocket. You
We spent a lot of it.
You spent the 2,000. You had the 300 platinum. You gonna buy something before you leave?
Oh, what do we need to buy?
You don't have to buy anything, but I was just gonna give you. It's not far from Asher's Hill to the Targan Gate, so if you were gonna take a quick jaunt over, you could attempt to buy something.
Druid does not want for material things, only good berries.
All right.
Can't think of anything.
Part of least
Oh,
looking
oh.
forward to on the trip.
What call it what Bruce did with Sam. I'm gonna take little Vinny to a weapon shop and just say pick one.
It's like how I got my trumpet, not how I got my revolver.
Okay. He will pick.
You can just give him my dagger.
The whip. Give him reach.
Yeah. What would Bobby pick as a weapon?
That's my purse. Oh
No, you.
You can have Barry. How about that?
no. He's a melee fighter. Just kicks him in the
We'll
ball.
see.
Are we gonna need like any adventuring gear, like rope or anything?
Oh, we should probably get some rope.
We did.
Yeah.
kinda-
Definitely buy rope.
Can Sauros just sing it into being?
Well, it only lasts for so long.
Yeah, you can. You get a nice tune as you climb up it, and then it's gone.
Hard to say.
Vinny is gonna ask for a net.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Like a gladiator.
That what? That one?
Yeah.
Like something sharper?
Can I have that too?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Gonna get a trident and a net.
Trident.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's picking a trident. He's definitely picking a net. He comes back with a sickle. Like a hand sickle. So he's got a net and like a curved sickle.
the
Can I get this?
The weapons.
I want to get him like a little plate of armor.
He wanted the cool looking ones. He's like, I've seen a spear, I've seen a sword.
Gutter
plate of
blades.
armor.
What armor?
Like just like a breastplate or something. Like generic.
Okay. So for a sickle and a net, it's 2 gold. For a breastplate, I'm pretty sure it's like in the
200.
hundreds. Yeah.
Anything for my grandson.
Look, just get him some hide armor. You don't need metal. Metal armor is poisonous anyway. That's what they don't teach you.
Yeah, I would just get him some padded armor. Because a
Yeah.
breastplate's gonna have to be fitted to him, and it's
Okay,
all-
whatever a child soldier would wear, get him that.
It's in
That's
the
how we're-
Crusades.
That's how we're going with it.
Vinny, you're gonna be in the front lines before you know it.
Just let me know how much.
That's all of our money,
I
actually.
don't know how much padded armor is, but I think it's not more than 10. Let's see.
All our money went to Vinny Jr.'s gladiatorial
Yep.
kit.
The net made of pure gold.
It is
Sure you don't want
7
that, like-
gold in total.
Okay.
You sure you don't want that like
you can
shoulder
up
covering?
it to leather armor if you want, so he doesn't have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Let's do it.
Okay, so it's 12 gold then.
Perfect.
Gosh. Alright, yeah, he's got some armor.
I gotta make sure he doesn't die on the first hit.
And he looks so cute.
He does. He's very fierce. He's like 4.5 feet tall. I mean, he's bigger than gnomes, bigger than
Dwarves.
some halflings and dwarves too.
Yeah.
With
We
that.
still got those diamonds, Rocket.
Oh, that's a good call.
I don't think we used them at all.
You're not.
Guys, I gotta go.
They might be about to go towards Vinny.
I'm gonna
Do
head
you
out.
need anything, Warden?
Goodbye, Kathan.
No, probably not. I'm good.
Oh man,
Quote.
I was just about to give y'all some potential random encounter combat, Caithan. So I knew it was gonna be a lot of talk and not a very
It's gonna
satisfying
have to. It's gonna have to. Well, you guys can roll for me.
fight.
I
Okay.
gotta work early tomorrow.
Yeah,
See you guys.
Sounds
Are you
good.
good for normal Sunday time, Kathan? Or
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I should be as well.
So y'all essentially are
See you,
getting,
Kevin.
started
See ya.
on your journey, and we can stop here as it's decent stopping time, or we can keep going and get to sort of the beginning of the next major point. What do y'all want to do? We're down to 4.
We got-
But Betsy did just come back.
I'm
so-
hungry.
I'm hungry too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know.
So-
we're
Do a
having-
cinematic of us leaving the city.
Yeah, y'all, you're able to escape into the early dawn after a last-minute purchase in the last blacksmith you can find in leaving town through the Targan Gate. Horace waits for you and looks ready to travel with a good bit of equipment in a large bag that likely contains rations and things that you need on the road if you aren't rock gut. By the way, Silky, roll a 1d100 for me.
Oh no. What are we
Just
doing?
type /R
Just
1d100.
wait. Just wait.
It depends. Do you like the taste of Sam's berries or not?
Oh.
So Sam, Rocket can make these magical berries, and it's a 1 is a dislike, 100 is love. You're not a big fan, but they fill your
Not a
stomach.
fan.
As you all hit the road, you're able to get into a good day's travel and get some rest stops. And you know that the point that you would be able to turn and visit the monastery is about 4 days away. And about 2 days into your initial journey, you're setting watches, I'm assuming, in a reasonable manner. You hear it's late at night. Or not late, but it's later in the day. It's close to nighttime, and you can hear, it sounds like a loud booming laugh off coming in the distance from far away. You're like barely catching it. It's only Rocket that actually hears it. Not near the road, but a good ways off. And you think, make an active perception check for me, Rocket.
Oh, all right. I heard something out there. I don't know what it is.
I got a
You
bad
barely hear a cry for help.
feeling.
And that's where we're going to call the session.
It's
Barely.
Erky. He lived.
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah,
They
they're
don't need
probably
our
okay. Not immediately. Maybe on Sunday.
We're close to the monastery, like we're outside of it.
You're 2 days away from the monastery.
Oh, so we're not hearing them.
No,
we're not
you're
hearing
the
her.
monastery. You're just hearing somebody yelling off the road. 2
Oh,
days
okay.
out of the city.
Okay.
All right.
Be sure to toss Vinny at him. Vinny Jr., I mean, and we'll have no idea what to do at that point.
Boys gotta learn.
Boys gotta learn.
Okay.
You raised him right.
When you raise them right, come on, Vinny, throw that net. It's all,
Yeah.
it's all on the
Get her.
wrist.
Get her.
You're snapping it all wrong. Okay, so now, anyways, enjoyed the lore dump. I was hoping I was going to get y'all out of the city a little bit earlier so I could give some proper combat, but fortunately the
It's all good.
assassins aren't quite ready to
Much
really
fun.
come after you.
I love the blue snakes.
Blue Vipers.
Those
And
poor
we let
bastards.
one of them live.
Oh, those poor blue vipers.
I thought it was gonna go that way too. I was like, oh no.
I enjoyed getting to taunt y'all with the hag as well. Getting right up and caressing Mortez's face before leaving.
She's just looking at us. Should we do something? I don't know.
And if you hadn't spotted her, that was also just my way of making sure she had seen you, so she can start casting some creepy dream spells on y'all,
Yeah.
like Rock Gut.
Ugh.
But now that you're out of the city,
So
maybe that'll
spooky.
stop. Who can say?
Yeah.
Sam, how was that? I set
It was so
I set the
spooky.
right tone.
Yeah. I had to do a quick switch on the music. I wasn't expecting
I saw you click,
to be
click, click.
terrified. I'm like, oh!
And
I was like,
he's
"No, you had bad
exhausted
dreams."
to start this
Oh
journey
yeah,
off.
that's my bad. Disadvantage. No. It's been a day. Yeah, you're fine. I was about to say perception.
Oh, on that
disadvantage.
perception. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still heard it.
Perfect. Excited to see what's going to come up.
Me too.
Glad we don't have to worry about,
I've been preparing a lot of the stuff that's next for a little while. So
Don't have to worry about
Just get out of the
politics.
city.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, the last couple sessions slowed down a bit because I was like, I need to do this stuff so they can leave the city, but sorry about that.
Oh no,
Hopefully it'll be a little bit more quick going forward.
Can't wait to get on.
But yeah, this Sunday, and then I think we're gonna hopefully try to do an in-person session. But if we are, it would have to be on like the day after
Saturday.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Which I mean, if people are down for.
it's fine with Sophie.
I'll give some gifts.
On Christmas?
I'll give no day after
No.
is when it would have to be.
Come on, Betsy.
If we can do that, I'll
I mean, like, if
I'll
we
have-
want to do on Christmas, happen around 11 a.m., that'd be fine with me.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
I'll be
avoid being
busy,
with my
but-
family.
Sophie wanted to come along. She wouldn't play, but she
Sure,
would just
I don't care.
watch.
As long as she
Instagram
doesn't, as
excluded.
long as she keeps the snide comments to herself.
That I will go tell her that because
Because I'm
Comments in
fine
your-
with it,
we-
but don't let
we-
her. Just because we don't want, it's fun to be able to do the silly voices and do some silly
Right.
stuff. And
no, I mean she's played D&D with
well,
me
then
back
fuck,
when
it's fine. Because I
the
was
relationship-
thinking we'll make drinks and we'll give gifts or whatever. Or I'll give gifts. I have some stuff for y'all. It should be fun.
No, the only voice she would make fun of is mine.
I'm
Sophie,
sure.
have her,
I'm sure I can do a voice that she'll make
I
fun
guest
of.
star for
Yeah, we
Sophie.
can. I can make. I can also, for if we can get to the right point in a session, I can have her do a guest character. Yeah,
I don't know if she would want to do
Sophie's
that.
always
but-
fine.
if she
Have a
would,
random
tell
encounter.
her to text me. But we'll have to.
I will
We'll have to make
encounter
sure we
if-
get through the next few things quickly.
Yeah, I'll pick her brain, but I
On
don't
the
see it
road.
happening.
On the road, we meet an NPC who's this fiery red-haired sorceress. It's like
Just
She
kills
just, no, she just
Morteza.
remakes the character from Brave. She's a ranger,
yeah,
right
Kofi
outside the
Satan.
forest,
Kofi
Morteza
Satan.
rolls deception, but
with
she
a,
ends.
with a dog
Dog
companion
knows
that has a
instantly.
gaping maw for a mouth.
Oh,
She's like, I
acts with
finally
it.
rolled a natural 20 on deception roll, and she's like, no,
Maybe
cancel
if
that.
Sophie, joined,
I know.
or maybe if Sophie joined, I said Sophie. If Sophie joins, she'll only roll very high to offset Chris's unfortunate
Yeah.
luck.
just like Morteza, there's no half truths, just lies of omission or just admit the truth to Sophie because I cannot lie to her.
All right.
For
Anyways,
some
I'm
reason.
starving. I'm gonna go eat. Thank y'all
Yeah,
so much.
we
Fun
gotta
game.
eat.
All right.
Bye.
Talk
Peace
about
out.
it later. Say hi to Audrey for us.
Will do.